We are here in the Grand Final, and this is a best of 9. So welcome, folks, to the Grand Final. We've got Tato in the red. Tato was able to beat Viper 4-2 in the semifinal. Amazing performance from him. Hera was able to beat Yo 4-1. So there's really no question that these players are the best players in Warlords. And we'll see what happens in this final, Dave. But, you know, Hera has been insane this year, right? It feels like he's been winning everything. He's my favorite for this. He has to be. I'm a big Tato fan, but Hera is the favorite for this final.
Yeah, I think there was like one recent tournament that Hera didn't go through the final, and that was not even classified as an S tier, I think. So it's a really, really solid year for Hera so far, as we see Burgundians against Bohemians. Looking at the relic generation automatically, somewhat fair, right? We got 2 over there for Tato on the left side. And then 1 neutral one and 2 a little bit closer to Hera.
Yeah.
So that's good to see immediately.
Yeah, I think there was like one game where the relics weren't fair, and now everyone's scared.
Oh, with Nikov. Oh, yeah. That was the worst relic generation I've ever seen, dude. 5 on the opponent's side.
Yeah, so thankfully for the final, we don't have that in question here. Couple basic things. 9 villagers start in this tournament, right? So 9 villagers start means that the builds could be slightly altered, but especially on a closed map like this, almost everything turns out to be the same. And then you got to dive into the civs, right? I think the Burgundians are the best civ for Arena still. Many people will still say the Turks and whatnot, but having access to eco upgrades an age earlier and having cheaper eco upgrades is just so strong. And Hera already has his wood upgrade, for example. He won't seed a single farm until he has Horse Collar. And so I think Tato might need to be thinking a little bit about aggression. But talk to me about the Bohemians, because they've got some funky things they could do.
Well, I mean, Hussite Wagons recently getting a few buffs, right? So we see them way more frequently than we used to.
Yeah.
Also, having probably in the late game, a very comparable eco to the Burgundians, even if the Burgundians get Burgundian vineyards, simply because your villagers move faster with fervor, which is a massive bonus. Their monk tech tree is almost unrivaled. It's insane, and their gold collection is also crazy, along with their stone collection. You don't have to get those upgrades. So Bohemians, they have a lot going for them here, and also have to mention the bonus that they get for the pikes, the spearmen, the halberdiers. Extra bonus damage against cavalry can really, really help in the relic contest, and later on in the game against potentially Paladin. I mean, if you're Burgundians, you're not even really thinking about Paladin against Bohemians. It's off the table, right?
Yeah, that's true. It should be off the table on paper against so many good pikes and so many good monks. Now, what you tend to see with Bohemians, against Burgundians especially, is you see them send a few more villagers on gold to make use of the mining upgrades and a little bit more market usage. And something that accelerates that is how cheap the blacksmith is, actually. So with a lot of civs, you need like 6 or 7 on wood, so you can spend the 175 wood on the market, then 150 wood on the blacksmith. But with the blacksmith only being 50 wood, that helps the Bohemians a lot on this map, because they don't need as much wood, and you see the 4 on wood for Tato already. So he's up. Hera gonna go for this massive eco approach, though. And the usual approach, if you're going stable, is 26 pop. Hera actually forgot a house here, though, so he might have to go 25 pop. Maybe it's part of his plan, but it doesn't look like he actually realizes this.
Burp. He's going to do it anyway.
Yeah, okay. Well,
he cancels that and clicks up to Feudal Age.
Yeah.
I think, like, it's weird. I think 9ville start even makes Burgundians even stronger, because you get that wood upgrade right away.
Exactly, yeah. Like, the 9 villager start helps. Absolutely. And so I think the 25 pop, like I said 26 pop because that's still 3 villager start in my mind. But I actually think that this is still very realistic for Hera. So we'll see. I mean,
Hera also doesn't get Horse Collar, even with Burgundians here, for the first couple farms, right? So that's going to be a little bit of extra res that he can spend to get that stable out.
Yeah.
Although his farms won't last as long.
Yeah, so that's fair. I mean, a little bit of tweaks here or there. It's still a cheap upgrade for him to get, and I'm sure he'll get it in the future.
That's a really fast castle time from Tato.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But what's so interesting about it is there's going to be light cap out there. It's so cheap to get the stable upgrades for Burgundians. The players are fairly far apart. So it's like, what are you going fast castle for? I think Hera's going to be a bit, like, he's going to be aware of the possibility that it could be aggression from Tato. But this also could just be Tato saying, I'm not going to be aggressive. I want the late game of the Bohemians. I want how Blue
Well,
needs
there's
it.
the barracks.
Yep.
So Tato is definitely going to contest the relics here. The only question is, does he make a stable early? Or does he just go for the Spearman Monastery? Because people tend towards that with Bohemians, but that light cav, especially in the control of a player like Hera, can just snipe those monks and run circles around the Spearman.
Yeah. Now, again, castle times are going to be faster than what you're normally seeing, folks. I don't want anyone getting bent out of shape right now thinking, oh my God, I thought my 16.5-minute castle time against the easy AI was good. How would this guy do in like 11 minutes? It's escalated because it's a 9-ville start. But it's still really fast, right? Tato sold his stone here, Dave. Now, if you're Hera, you can actually use the market, and I love the fact that he's gone for it. Look at the prices, and you'll know that Tato's all in now, because you could see the price of the stone. I don't know if Hera...
Well,
we have no indicator to know if Hera does that.
Unless Tato's playing a doubt approach and just sells the stone to get up and then buys the stone back. Yeah. It's just screw the lost resources.
Yeah.
It's fine.
That's true. I mean, honestly...
He's sending 2 villas forward, though, so he should be going for monasteries in the center here.
Yeah, also, you got to be going for Loom here. I get it. You're Tato. But it's a risky game to play here. Especially if you see the Tiger out there. You've got to be getting Loom, Tato.
He's got guards, man. He's hired mercenaries to help him out. See?
All right, here we go. Not bad. And he wants that monastery and maybe Siege Workshop right in the middle of the map. Double monastery from Tato.
I like the fact he's left 2 tiles in between there. He could go for like a gate. Little house. Cloister in there. Yep.
Hera does not see that. Is looking around. Sees the spear. Sees the first monastery. Sees the second monastery. Now, Hera wasn't producing any scouts until now. Hera's got a lot of wood, actually. I don't think Hera's food count is exactly where he would want it to be right now. It feels natural to have 5 or 6 more farms if you're going for a lot of light cap.
Well, he got heavy plow, right? So he got heavy plow before he dropped the second round of farms.
Yeah, that's true. And we'll finish the berries. I'm sure those villagers will build farms once they finish.
These are like instant relics coming in for Tato here.
Yeah, true.
They're really, really close to these monasteries.
Remember Masters of Arena? Like 2.5 months ago, maybe 3, maybe 8. I don't even freaking know. It was recent in my mind. Tato smacked Viper around with aggressive plays, right? He went 3-0 versus Viper, who was the favorite in that tourney. And then here goes those
villagers
scouts.
have Loom now.
And Hera's going to go in to kill the monk. Gets the monk.
Yeah, that's what happens, man. That's just what happens, right? Tato has another monk. He's going to grab another relic. And the generation has started here with that gold, but the light cav is in now from Hera. So that's 2-shotting those monks.
Yep.
The ram is out from Tato. He can use the villagers to repair that ram and the spearmen to protect it. So Hera can't really take care of that unless he has some siege of his own. But still, Hera's going to be running around with those light cav, constantly threatening the monks from Tato.
And Tato's going to go pikeman here. He's going to have pikeman upgrade for a civ that already does more bonus damage with his spear line against cav. So when the hits come in now, Hera's not going to survive for too long, and Hera is not added a siege workshop of his own here. He's added the monastery because he wants to get the relics. But there must be some concern for Hera. Now, he's going to show a great level of patience. He's looping around, look for any new monks that could come out, and he tries to pull Tato away there. That was really well played.
I love that house on the left side there from Tato, too, and he's going to make another one. So every time he's pushing forward a little bit, he's going to make extra buildings to funnel those light cav in through the choke points.
I also like how he's prioritizing pike numbers over monks. Like, with 2 monasteries, sometimes people feel like they have to just keep making monks, but it's actually the pikes that are most helpful for him right now.
And his gold has been really well balanced throughout this. He's only bought food, let's see, 2 times?
Yeah.
So far?
The scout's going to go in here for Tato, and Hera's just added that second TC. I like where he added it. You want that food in Wood Eco right now. If he added it on the front to protect a resource, it could be a target.
No loom?
No loom for Hera. And Tato doesn't want to lose his scout. And Tato still has to worry about the light cap. It's been great for both players to keep track here. We should remember, though, it's 2 TCs right now for Hera.
I think Atonement is next for Tato on the list, because it's pretty clear that Hera will want to go for monks in defense in addition to his light cav. You have a solution to the light cav and the pikes.
Yeah.
You don't have one to the monks.
Light cav looking. And it's so tricky to know what to do if you're in Hera's position, because I would think mix in some Scorpions. Add a Mangonel or something. But if those monk upgrades can fly in, you're in trouble. So overall...
Redemption.
I mean, I guess Tato's expecting there's going to be some siege. Pretty tentative start here. And you could have seen a few more monks from Tato. Oh my god.
Dude. Oh man, Hera's so used to being able to snipe monks all over the place, and he does take out that one, bringing the relic in.
3 to 1
still,
KD.
Tato's done a fantastic job so far keeping these guys safe.
I agree. And those 3 monks are going to have so many upgrades, Dave. Redemption will be in, and then Atonement, which means he could just convert Hera's monks.
And he's getting really, really close to that one with his own monks, but realizes the Light Cav are still there, needs to pull the pikemen back. And we have not seen a single conversion yet. Maybe this starting scout from Tato.
The pathing was so bad there! The unit slowed down, and now Tato wants some revenge. He lost a monk. He's going to convert a monk, though. Monk will die. Tato's on Stone Dave, and Tato wants to come forward here.
Yep.
It's just going to take him some time, obviously.
Also killed the Light Cav behind with the pikemen, so Hera not paying attention to that. And he can convert the buildings, and converting that stable as Hera is housed right now could be a big deal.
Yeah, and then no more Light Cav available for Hera, who just lost some Light Cav, and Hera has this crazy boom approach, but Tato's all over him, and the stable does indeed get converted. The Light Cav Hera tries to go in again for the monks, and Tato's done such a good job protecting his monks here. So easy. Well, sometimes Hera makes it look easy when he's sniping monks, but Tato's made him work hard this game.
And that stable is Tato's.
And
so
the market's
he could
next.
add scouts now if he wanted to. The market's going to be next. The market's an important building here. Hera just booming behind this. Let's see how many farms he has. He has 28 farms.
Wow, it's crazy.
Tato needs to push, and he's got 360 stone. Like, if he gets a castle up here, brutal position for Hera, because his only stone is to the left, which is quite exposed at the moment. But the scouts are coming in for the Mangonel. They don't get it. They do get an additional monk, and Hera finally has some units converted.
And it's the scout is back, guys. This is the starting scout from Tato. He's like, welcome home, my friends. Those villagers are going to be coming at some point from Tato. He's brought 4 more through next to his monasteries. He definitely wants a castle. That tree is going to make things horribly awkward.
Stop it.
And Hera's prepping for something. Even Hera leaving the bush there is going to make the castle spot awkward.
Hera's going to be housed again.
This is
just
rough.
now getting loomed, by the way.
So is Hera's plan like a defensive castle into Imp then? He doesn't have any way to contest this anymore.
It's really, really brutal. That stone position from him, like, he's still gathering it.
Yeah.
With 8 villagers, and Tato might want to think about cutting that off. There's a villager now being targeted by conversion. You can hop in the ram. Nope.
Not anymore. Tato has enough for a castle. Where will the castle go? Tato wants Imp behind this. Hera might know this. Hera's got a nice villager lead. Also, Tato has the 3 relics. And Tato selling wood right now to get the gold to click up. Does he have his buildings? I guess he does.
I think the temptation is right on the farms next to the TC, but I think a better castle would be on the left side of that mill.
Yeah. At the end of the day, though, time is important, right? You've just got to place that thing. And Tato's going to place it. And Hera has such a good eco, but he's not going to be in the Imperial Age as quickly as Tato is. Tato has clicked up, and now he's dropped the castle. And that castle's going up here, Dave.
And Redemption is not in for Hera, so Hussite wagons can be pretty brutal here, dude.
What a great job, though, from Hera to know that while this is bad, he needs Imperial Age, right? And he's balanced out that eco almost perfectly behind this. Has to add another market, has to save the university in the back. Actually lost his monastery, so he needs another building to click up. They changed the way that worked at some point. You need to rebuild it, Hera, and he's thinking I already have it.
Yep.
Oh, that is really bad. And then there's a question of will he have TCs to be able to go up? And now Hera's thinking I need a siege workshop, but he never had a blacksmith, so he's got to place the blacksmith first, and everything's falling apart for Hera here.
God, everything is going wrong at the same moment for Hera, but I mean, this is all due to the insane pressure from Tato.
Yeah.
Hera will build that siege workshop with a bunch of villagers. He's going to try and get the castle up, but by the time he clicks to Imperial Age, Tato's only going to be like a minute away.
Yeah, absolutely. Scouts and Lycav going in to kill Hera's monks. Hera could lose all of his monks back here, and game 1 is going perfectly for Tato. Hera's got 1 Lycav. making a second light cab, and that is all that he has with this crazy eco.
What an insane game for Tato. And look at this. He's only now going out for those extra 2 relics. From the middle. He's been fully focused on this side. Hera's trying to escape, but Tato's right on that.
Tato going to hold the gate open. Hold the gate open with something. Bring the wagons on through here. Now, this is smart from Hera because he knows he's in trouble. Trying to escape here is really smart. It gives Tato another area to focus on. But Tato needs to just still make sure he prioritizes trebs and cannons to push down the castle from Hera.
Tato's got a monk over there. Even the tiger getting involved. And Tato will see where the villagers are expanding. Hera has been doing this a lot. When he's under pressure, he will just expand and count on his macro to pull him through, right? And sometimes it works against the top guys. A lot of the times it doesn't. But it's a desperation play either way.
Yeah, it's something you have to do, right? And he needs stone really badly right now. So that's why he's out here. But he knows it won't be so easy. Maybe he'll drop a TC somewhere. First treb will be out for Tato. He will have 2 trebs on Hera's castle. Again, this is a player who doesn't have access to stone. Before Hera has his own trebuchet, which is just nightmarish stuff.
Where do you put the second castle here for Tato?
Right where the mangonel is.
Right where the mangonel is?
Yeah, dude. Like, you could, in theory, wait and maybe place it where Hera's castle is if you think you're going to treb that down, but you can't have as much
getting
patience.
that TC up.
Tato's
just looking around for it everywhere. Hera's
Yeah.
got a mining camp going on the stone forward from Tato, but Tato's going to go for an outpost there.
Yeah, Tato's going to at least realize that Hera's not on stone or gold, which is fine. Like, Hera's just going to be on wood and food. And Hera's going to click chemistry here so he can eventually make cannons. But he can't repair his castle forever as he's making skirms behind this.
Look at how active he is with the light cab, even with while this is going on. He snipes another monk in the center. He's trying to leave with more villagers, and we're getting to the point where giving Tato villager conversions is actually a really bad thing because you're expanding his eco quite a bit.
Well, Tato needs forward villagers, too, to build the castles, right? So it's just, it allows him to do that.
And there's the castle. It's on the stone on the left. The Hussite wagons are there, too. He's shutting it down.
That is really interesting.
And he's taking out the castle from Hera, so the siege from Hera is only going to be bombard cannons.
Yeah.
Which is really rough against upgraded monks.
Yeah, Tato never went for chemistry himself. He hasn't really had the food eco this game, so I think that's notable. He's going to drop the university at home and probably buy the food to get it.
I honestly think, dude, Tato should be targeting houses with these trips. Hera is running out of space.
Well, ranges is good, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think ranges is fine, too. I think we're going to find out how good these Hussite wagons are against skirms again, because Tato's going to need an answer to this many skirms. Hera's got a lot of upgrades.
Well, the skirms are for sniping the monks, right? And then you can come forward with the bombard cannons to snipe the Hussite wagons or the trebs or the castle or whatnot.
Yeah. Hera's going to lose, could lose like 20 bills on the left-hand side because that TC is being targeted by a treb. On one hand, I like the patience from Tato. On the other hand, I do think that he's had Hera backed in this corner for so long. Could have possibly accomplished a little bit more. But he's going to have all those relics, Dave, and Hera's on the run for it again. Into the castle fire he goes, against Hussite wagons, but he's sending more vills to the side. He's not ready to give up yet.
There's an outpost there from Tato. He knows about this expansion. He's still pushing him with the Hussite wagons, and the bomber cannons are actually getting good value against that, and the skirms are sniping the monks. So the monks are the counter to the bombard cannons, the skirms are the counter to the monks, and then the Hussite wagons are the counter to the skirms. I also love the fact that that mangonel's still there, causing some issues.
This is what we talked about, right? Tato doesn't have chemistry, so he can't make his own bombard cannons. He's a heavy wood, heavy gold eco type of setup. And I think Hera is actually going to have a chance to push this castle down. Hera's TC is going to be denied. Great job from Tato. But I wonder if Tato's worried right now, Dave. I mean, Hera's eco is still actually much better than Tato's.
I think if you get masonry and just put all your stone into repairing this castle, and just push those bomber cannons back with trebs and monks and whatnot, can obviously control the outer expansion from Hera, which is kind of done right now. You should be fine, provided you're continuously adding villagers behind this and expanding your own eco.
And like, you got to do this little dance where you're hopping in and out of the castle constantly to get monks. Now, what you just said is key. You have to add more villagers. But what you cannot do here is add farms. No one should suggest it. It is not possible for Tato to do that while also having to use the monks effectively. You're just stuck here hoping that the wagons, that the trebs, that your own cannons eventually and the monks can do it. But trying to catch up to the Burgundians in farming eco would be a mistake.
Ah, dude, how is Hera still alive here? That's crazy.
Tato's castle was to take out a second TC. It never was to fully push Hera back. And chemistry never came in for Tato. With a civ that could research it in Castle Age, he just didn't have the food. What a good job from Hera. It's like every time he sees a monk, he's sending skirms forward against them. And he's even okay to sit underneath the castle.
That castle's going down.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. And now he's suddenly got room to play with, right? He's got the stone again. He's got the gold. He's still taking the stone over on the other side as the Hussite wagons are trying to deal with that. And a trap has been brought over too. And Tato, well, he is still only 1 TC. And he's got the relics, but that's about it.
And he's not going to have them for long, Dave. Those relics are in the middle of the map. Hera has 42 army. Tato just has 13. And if you think of the army that Tato has, Hera can counter it. The food and wood eco from Hera kept him alive. He did what he needed to do, and he wins the first game. That was unbelievable.
Oh, man. Just like, you looked at the position he was in, and how on earth did Hera get away with that? I wonder if it would have been better there for Tato to not click Imperial Age and just go Hussite wagons from that castle.
I think
because Hera doesn't even have a monastery there. He doesn't. He has one stable with one light cap.
Yeah. I think there's a world where you can make more Hussite wagons and build that second castle into Hera's base. You use units to keep Hera off the stones and golds, and then you make sure that castle's deep. Because Hera's gold was right beyond this. He still had that. And maybe there was a world where Tato... Remember, he had Redemption, he had some wagons. He could have maybe just applied one more step to that, and then Hera doesn't have the gold for bomber cannons. But should be said, while there may be some critique we could give to Tato on things he could have done slightly differently...
Hera's defense was incredible.
That was still really incredible. Yeah, that was amazing. And, like, if we think that him escaping with the villagers was part of his comeback just because of the distraction, great job from him to do that. At the end of the day, like, this is the downside to Tato's strategy. He does not have an eco like Hera's. He does not have a civ like Hera's. You look at the eco collected here. This is why Tato went all in. Like, the wood and food eco is always going to be insane. But what a great job from Hera to use that. And this is, I had said before the series that this final is going to have peaks and valleys for Tato. You have these big moments, these big aggressive moments, these crazy strategies. And then you might have games where you think that strategy didn't pan out. What hurts for Tato here is that was basically everything that could have gone according to plan, and it still didn't work. Still
he needed to. The only thing that didn't go according to plan, he needed to hold the villagers from running out.
Yep.
Somehow, whether it's like units over there, or a wall, or maybe the castle in between the gold and the stone, the second castle there. I don't know. But he needed to stop Hera from running out there. Even though the villagers died, it was such a distraction for him.
10,000 more resources collected for the Burgundians there, though. There's the reason why this civ is seen as one of the best, if not the best, on Arena. What a fun game, though. Should be a fun final. Tato, obviously, will get to pick the next map. But Hera's just playing incredible right now. It's a best of 9, right? Like, there's going to be lots of action here.
A lot of games to come.
Even though this is a best of 9, I think it's still fair for us to say you've got to rebound here if you're Tato. This has to be a win. It's your first pick. In a best of 9, lots of games will be played. There's, in theory, lots of ways to come back, but not if you're losing with your number 1 civ here. Tato going with the TC in the south.
I wonder if Hera has deliberately put the TC up north there in the corner to try and, like, be in a more defensive position against the fast castle from the Mongols, because he had to walk a long way with the Vills. He might have just been an automatic response, like he sees a wood line, he TCs it. Yeah. But it could be part of his plan. I don't know.
Yeah, I would say that usually you're just looking for the best immediate TC spot, so that's probably what it was. But that is an amazing TC spot. Like you said, it's far away from Tato. He's in the corner. He's got berries, he's got wood, he's got gold, he's got 2 boars close by. Like, he's going to have no problems. He did get housed. So I guess that's a weird part of this, is he forgot to get the houses up. And Tato choosing to not build his TC with all of his villagers here, Dave. Look at him bringing a boar, though. Look at that quick walling from Tato to bring in the boar.
He's so good with it, dude. He's so good with it. Go try and do that in your games, guys.
Yeah, seriously. Let's see how fast the villager dies.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And, I mean, he's not the only
now
one,
it's going to freak out, though. Now the board's going to freak out. Okay.
All part of his
Tato deals
plan.
with it fine. Yep.
Wow.
And the food eco for the Mongols here is going to be absolutely insane. He has set up that mill on the other side. He has found only... Oh, he's got 2 turkeys, 3 turkeys. Okay. So that's good exploration for Tato. Let's see for Hera. 3 turkeys of his own. 4. Okay.
Yeah, 4.
That's nice.
And but he also knows where Tato is, which is the biggest part here. Because if you're Tato, there's a world where you could consider feudal age aggression. Or let's say you want to go for a castle. It's a very common thing on Nomad to go for a castle and want to drop it on your opponent's TC. So like you're second guessing your strats based on what you do not know right now. Hera at least knows about the strength of the Mongol hunt and how far away Tato is. So I think this has to be a fast castle play from Hera. I think it's just
this could be so clutch for Tato. His turkey comes up towards his mill at the exact right moment as he's about to run out of that deer.
Oh,
and he finds a boar. That's so nice for him.
He could.
Holy.
We'll see what he chooses to do there, because that's obviously
Just
pretty
wall
far
in a
away from
ville.
his TC. But yeah,
you
find a way to
the
kill it.
mill.
You could actually wall in your 3 vills if you want to kill it a little bit faster.
Look at the res collected already.
I mean, Mongols, right? It's probably
300 more
300
for
more.
Tato.
And that's not even considering the food that's in the villager's hands underneath the TC.
He's bringing in the boar. Let's see how he does this. He could
Wall
shoot it with
in
2,
the original?
wall it in.
Ring around
Just
the
go
rosy.
for a little ride here. Yep.
Man, people probably watch this who haven't played the game in a long time and are like, man, that's pretty cool. I didn't know you could do that. And they try it.
They would delete. Someone would delete a vil. At least one person in our chat's trying to do that would delete a vil.
100%, man.
Probably more.
100%. I mean, I probably would. Like, what I would do there is I would do what you said originally, wall in all 3 vills and click. That way I could look at other things. Whoa, Tato's up, Dave. Tato's up.
It's so quick. And this can... Well, he's going for a barracks, so maybe this isn't going to be a fast castle approach. It could easily be scouts into relatively fast castle after that with the insane hunt from the Mongols. As Tato just misses that boar near his TC, but he's going to find it with a turkey. Another clutch turkey.
Yeah, there's a lot of turkeys. Oh, that boar. Yep, I see which one you're talking about.
Yep.
But the thing is, like this, remember, number 1 civ for Tato, Nomad has a lot of luck factors. I don't know if we've seen a generation where someone's so far away and so able to defend, right? So this is huge for Hera. If he could survive this, you'll see Tato's in feudal age.
Tato's sending another villager forward to that boar. That tells me that he wants some sort of like follow-up or something with these villagers. There's no reason to send that guy towards that mill, especially when you see boars near your base and deer near your base.
Yeah. I wonder if Tato makes 1 scout and then stops production here, because he still hasn't seen anything.
He kind of... Process of elimination will tell you basically where Hera's likely to be, which is that north
in
corner.
the north, yeah. And his turkeys
But
are
he
all
could
going
easily
there.
be in the south, and there you go. He finds the mill. So that's not guaranteed that Hera's up there. It could be just 3 random villagers.
Yeah.
But with a house up there as well, it's likely to be the source. And the spearman will find another house. It's going to find a deer that's partially killed. Spearman has good line of sight.
There
One
are
scout
signs.
coming out from Tato, and the boars are coming in.
Yeah, and more boars coming in. And Tato is doing a good job at that. This could be a time where people start to think about farms, but at this level, you want to make use of every bonus you can. Great job from Hera. Most fast castle builds, you can get away without loom, right? You can. But here, Hera knew, I don't want to take these risks. And the thing that Hera won't be able to get access to is actually golds. But I could see him using a market to just sell resources to still click up to castle.
Stone. Yeah.
He'd even sell like 100
wood,
food and then some wood. And then the thinking is you just use spears to defend from the scouts. Oh, Tato is all over. Look at Tato's vision here, though. It didn't take him long. Like, he saw 1 mill, and now he's got Hera fully surrounded.
And he's building an additional mill with his villagers, so he's taking advantage of everything. He sees 2 more boars near his TC he can take.
Yeah, that's
Still no
so
loom
good.
for him, by the way.
Yeah, I would be, again, I think we've established that you and I are not this good. But in case people needed a reminder, I would have gotten it by now. Because you're going to forget, dude. You're going to forget at one point Navil's going to go down. He
sees the market, but he did not see the stable. But there's no other reason to build a barracks.
Yeah.
Unless for an archer ranger is stable, right?
Vietnamese are normally seen as an archer civ. So you could think it's going to be archers. But Tato should be pretty well aware of the fact that Hera is not on gold. Love how Hera, or Tato rather, made 2 scouts and stopped. He didn't just autopilot into 4 or 5 scouts, which is what you could do in other situations. He correctly decided it was not going to be worth it for him to spend more food.
Hera has more food collected right now. It's not going to last for very long.
Yeah, it's back on farms for him. But that's something Hera's always done a really good job at, right? Is you don't take many risks with the hunt, or excess resources like shorefish on some maps. He's always quick to the farm. So we saw that in the previous game. Now that was Burgundians. It's a bit of a different story, but Vietnamese do have cheaper eco upgrades as well. Hera likes that. He makes use of that almost every single time.
Dude, this is like the 10th boar Tato's taken in. It's to the mill this time, but...
Yeah. So, if Hera goes light cav approach, like every arena game, Tato could have quite a few villagers spread out around the map, right? Like, I guess it's just on the right side. There's just that one vill on the boar. But that is something to think about here. Hera, though, just knows where the TC is from Tato. He doesn't have any good scouting intel elsewhere. Hera sold his stone too, Dave. So, with no stone, he won't be able to add the second TC. Scouts just passing each other on the right. Hera looking for more information. Tato's going to be up about a minute behind Hera, but does have the stone, so he could boom.
Tato have Town Watch? Ooh, that could go pretty hard right now, honestly.
Yeah, I think he noticed the scouts, though. Like, he should think, where am I vulnerable? He's going to see this with the Mongol scouting bonus. And those are the only villagers that are vulnerable there for Tato. I think Tato's going to try to go siege push, though, right? Like, a siege push on that gold would be brutal for Hera.
Yeah, but Hera's going to have the light cav out, right?
Yeah.
So just playing into his strengths here, he notices a couple weak villagers from Tato. It's still 30 seconds away from light cav. So that's good timing for Tato there as he brings his scouts over to try and counter this. Hera can't really find all that much value yet.
Forging's in for Tato too. So he has that attack. Think Tato should be fine, but again, the risk of having the villagers out there is obvious. Second TC for Tato on the gold.
Yep. Doesn't have the farm count that Hera has, though. So he's going to reach a point where he's going to run out of hunt. And he'll need to add in the farms. Hera already has a nice, stable food eco.
Yep. And peaks and valleys, right? Tato, huge aggression in the previous game. Eventually, it just didn't pan out. It feels very similar. Tato going for the bonuses he can to get leads. Got great micro from Tato here.
Oh, my God.
Hera adds a patient micro himself, and now Hera's going to potentially lose
3 seconds
this
away
battle.
from light cav.
There you go.
Hera loses this.
That's very
Forging
well played.
is huge here. Yep.
I think Hera was a little bit distracted. He also lost a light cav to Spearman in the north, so that's probably where Hera was looking. So good job from Tato. 3-3 KD, though. The light cav goes down. Hera saves the knight.
Gets it. And he obviously already has a monk to heal the knights.
And also going to get the relic there, too.
On the way from Tato, in addition to a monastery. He's got 2 stables, but he can't keep up the Step Lancer production because he's hit the wall now.
Yeah.
The wall of not having any food eco whatsoever because the hunt is gone.
Also, you know what hurts? Doesn't have a market. Can't buy resources. So now he has to drop the market. Feels like the second stable doesn't match the eco we have from Tato. Everything for Hera's pretty smooth here. Now, without a conversion, he could be in trouble. He needs the conversion. The light cap's going to go in for the monk. The pathing here is going to be good enough for Tato to get the kill. Well played from Tato. But Hera has knight still, and his TC will go up on the stone.
So how quickly can Tato get the TC production up again? He's got a market now. There we go. He's buying wood, and he's going to set up a TC on the left. We've got hunt over there. We've got a boar. We've got deer. We've got gold as well. So fantastic TC spot, but splits his eco a little bit more.
Hera's making a trade cart. Hera, thank you. Okay, there's a bug or a hotkey issue that like all high-level players seem to be mixing up when they go to their market, and I was worried Hera was going to make a trade cart. We saw Viper do it. You can't technically trade.
I've seen 3 trade carts in Warlords so far, and 2 trade cogs. as well.
My
So
theory
something's going on.
is that, like my theory is it's a bug, but no one knows and everyone just assumes that it's a misclick. But the amount of times it's happened over the last month or two is pretty wild.
Well, did you see Jordan make 12 transport chips in that
was so
Baltic?
funny.
And it took so long for him to realize what was going on.
Yeah.
And then he like didn't send them forward either. He was keeping them as part of his navy. I was like, okay.
My favorite, what I said after that was, like, so many people are complaining about monks, right? I was like, guys, when's the last time you saw someone make that many trade carts and God, I can't speak. The joke's ruined. Transports and win a game.
Transport ships.
Yeah, sorry, I completely ruined it.
What he should have done with those 12 is load one unit into each of them and then show up on the shoreline. And I'm forgetting who he was playing against, but they'd be like, oh my God.
Yeah, just menacing times.
Yeah.
Hera set himself up in the corner here. He went full corner boy action. I'm wondering where his next TC will be. Things are very cramped for him, but he's been very
on
active.
The stone, likely. Yeah, it should probably be. Well, maybe not. He's got a stone behind.
Tato with the bait. He pulled the one light cav away. Hera's monk went too far. Monk goes down for Hera. Well played, Tato. Yeah, like, I think maybe on the gold would make sense. He's banking up the stone right now to get the stone for the next TC, but Tato is on 3 TCs. And Tato's done a good job getting his farming eco set up.
Yeah. Hera's got heavy plow already, bow saw, wheelbarrow, really taking advantage of the Vietnamese bonuses.
Yep. Big moment here. Monk's exposed. Tato blocking. Tato will want these knights. He gets one of the knights. And I think that's reasonable because he can kill another one with his army. Maybe one more.
He gets another one. Yeah, he does.
Could convert the next one. Hera needs to delete that one. Hera's not deleting. And he does get the kill and then deletes it. That was very nice from Hera.
Beautiful stuff from both. Tato, 16 on gold now.
All right.
It's a lot.
Yeah, 16 on gold. I mean, he's still got to get that food count up. We've yet to see him go to stone. We haven't talked about either unique unit yet, but the Rats and Archers and the Mangadai, both insane late game units. Do you think there's one that's like preferable here? I think I might prefer the Rats and Archer.
I think in the straight up head to head, yes, but the problem for Vietnamese is they kind of like they die to Mangadai Ram.
Yeah, yeah, or really like Hussar and
Yeah.
I could see Hera just turtling up with the defensive castle and deciding on what feels best. This is just an eco game. This is an arena game where they both have gone light cav, but with a bunch of extra steps now. Love the TC spot from Hera. Love the farm count. Love the 4th TC as well now. Tato also doing his 4th. And
all right, Tato, start setting up walls. Just wall them into the corner. Easy.
Seriously.
Triple layer.
I mean, if Hera stops moving out with light cav, then it might actually be smart, even on one side. Like the right side where the mill is, some walling there would cut Hera off of a lot of space.
A town watch is really important still for Tato, and he hasn't gotten it yet. Just now getting Bosa. I had to buy food for Bosa.
Yeah, I think like where you start to see Hera's heavy plow upgrade coming in is soon when farms would normally reseed with horse collar. So you're going to start to see Hera float more wood, which should mean more production buildings for him. Nice quick walling there from Tato, so the light cav can't go in for the monk, and he gets the conversion. That was so nice. I would like to see random outposts too, right? Like at this point, you're losing a villager or two building outposts. Who cares? That vision is super helpful for you.
Yep.
Also, shout out to those turkeys from Tato that are holding it down in the north.
That's a nice corner, by the way.
Yeah.
It's even more beautiful if you put it on Tato's vision, and the turkeys can't even see the extent of the cliff. It's like a pathway into the darkness. You know?
It's like the start of a mission.
Yep.
Right?
It's a campaign for sure. Yep.
All right. Light cav out from Tato, and this is something he's done a lot on arena-style maps. Now, he's had the second stable for a bit, but I've seen him enough times on Arena Dave where he just starts with 1 stable, goes up to 3. More upgrades, more light cav, more map control. He wants to prioritize map control. Hera prioritizing full eco and defense. He's got that castle going up on the right, but he doesn't really have any army except that one single light cav.
It backs away from the monk. Normally you'd snipe that, but the step lancers are there, and there's the castle for Hera. And I wonder, because Hera, you know, he was watching my stream when Jordan did the paper money thing with Vietnamese, and we had that whole Black Forest game, and he was saying, yeah, this is way stronger than I thought.
Okay.
We might even see that tech come in. Nice quick wall there with the gates.
And that's
save
why
those monks.
And that's why Hera can get away with not making army, right? Like moments like that. Text the monks. Tata did something similar before, but a very different approach from Tata. We're seeing full step lancers. We're starting to see siege. And look at Hera's point of view. He sees the siege workshop. So what you would want here is enough army to stop the siege. But if your army is going to be archers, I don't think this is going to be all that comfortable for Hera around these town centers.
No, not at all. Not at all comfortable. Very, very difficult. Tata splits off the step lancers. The monks still get him, but one of the monks goes down as he tries to snipe the other monk, and the attack round comes in from the mangonel, but it's not enough.
Well, those monks are important to Tato here because that is what's stopping Hera from converting a step lancer, making a knight, anything to go out there and kill the siege. That step lancer is going to be really annoying. Crazy eco behind this from Tato, and Hera too, man. But Hera's just so cramped. But it's
Outposts
like...
are coming up. Town Watch is in finally for Tato.
You gotta think it's like less extreme of a position for Tato than it was in the previous game. Obviously, very different situations, but...
Because of this mill, we'll see the castle coming up on the right side. We'll see how fast he responds to that. Because he does have step lancers to come over and deal with it.
Yeah.
I don't know if he realizes what's happening over there. So Hera's going to get away with that one.
Yeah. I think you're a little disappointed when you see that go up, but also that doesn't stop you from taking out all these TCs. Hera's Rats and Archers. It's a lovely unit. They've got lovely little hats, these Hats and Archers, but they're low range compared to a crossbow that's just 6 range, not 7. So even with a bit of mobility there, Hera could struggle, and 1 or 2 more hits like that without healing up like he's doing, and he could lose his whole army.
Bloodlines coming in, armor coming in. He's played this so passively, right? He's just sitting in the corner. He's daring Tato to come in, and Tato's got 2 mangonels, and now it's like, Hera, where do you micro here? And he micros inwards. That is some balls from Hera.
Seriously, and he just falls back. The defense is just insane, but the step lancers are finding kills, and I think Hera was focused on other things. Still, he bends, but he will not break against this Dave. Tato's got to be so frustrated. He lost like 3 mangonels over the last few moments.
Imperial Age is on the way for him, though. Still not in from Hera, and we look at the amount of food. 45 for Tato, 41 for Hera. Tato now has Heavy Plow. He's missing Handcart, which Hera has.
Yeah.
But the res collected is still in Tato's favor, and he still has map control, which we know Tato can make use of very nicely. But Hera now deciding that the Light Cav aren't very good at home.
Yeah.
He's going to send him forward, and Tato has a lot of exposed eco here. That Hera can hit.
When's the last time you saw Elite Step Lancer? Is it Heavy Step Lancer?
It's Elite Step Lancer.
Okay, thank you. When's the last time you saw that with the Mongols? You normally don't, right?
Yeah, I remember seeing it at some point, but I can't remember.
Yeah, like with Tatars
sure.
or Cumans, I've seen it. Normally, Step Lancers are a unit you make for some time and then you stop. But I think Tato might commit to them long-term here. Hera's got to be careful. Hera dives underneath the Mangonel again. I can't believe he's taking these risks with these Rats and Archers. This is insane.
I think Drill Onager is also a really good unit against Vietnamese.
Yeah.
If you have something to protect, like the Step Lancers in front, it's beautiful. But I love the fact that Hera is going for these counter raids.
Yeah,
look
so
at how
good.
distracted Tato is. You can't just hang out in your own base with your army. You have to make them look back at their own economy and send units back there. That's going to protect you.
Castle from Tato going to go forward. This is not a castle that you typically see as Tato lands some attack rounds. What you're normally seeing with the Mongols is defensive castles for the Mangadai, but Tato clearly does not believe that is going to be a unit which suits him this game. So that is a forward castle for Trebuchets.
This is Drill Onager right here. Look at the amount of res he has.
Yeah.
Holy, might get Elite Step Lancer, like you said. Still producing those, finally clearing up the stuff at his base. I'd love to see walls in the choke point. And look at this, Hera has ratted his way to the right corner with another TC. He's just hanging onto the edge.
Yep. Outposting, huge there. But Elite Step Lancer on the way now. And that's something you just don't see all the time. Mongol Step Lancers are common in Castle Age because of the extra HP. That still applies to them in the Imperial Age here. And the Trebuchets, obviously, for Tato. He's got 3 Trebs in queue on that left-hand side. He's ready. But
damn, dude. Set up some walls in the choke points here to control the movement of these Light Cav from Hera. He's going for a castle in the center. That'll help. But remember, he doesn't have ballistics. He doesn't have fletching. He doesn't have anything. So The light cav can run through that at the end of the day.
Hera's so good defensively, right? Did move out quite a bit this game to compete for relics, of which he got 2. Tato is 3.
Ooh, trap.
Nice little trap there from Tato. Step Lancers, in theory, should find their pokes. Light Cav still able to distract. Light Cav is not a unit you're going to get upset about losing here if you're Hera. That's the difference. Step Lancers, Siege, all of this costs gold for Tato. His gold count is really bad, actually.
It's really, really bad. He's going for more Step Lancers. That castle's denied. Tato is just too distracted with the raids that are coming in.
Yep.
He's sending more Step Lancers forward. Hera gets the Imperial Age. Worth pointing out the Vietnamese castles are terrible. They don't get masonry, so...
You would lose the Trebor, but if you have 3 castles... Now look at that castle from Hera. Another castle in the very north.
Tato should take out that university. He saw the imp time from Hera.
Yeah.
See the university there? I think you take that out, and odds are you're going to deny chemistry.
I don't see it, so I imagine... Oh, yeah, I see it there. I see what you mean. That's a good move there. So distracted, though, right? And I think he was thinking Trebs on castles, Trebs on TCs.
Onager
Step Lancer,
drill.
Onager drills on the way. The speediest siege you'll see about to come in, folks. Hera still hoping to raid Tato. Most of Tato's gold income is exposed in the south there, Dave. There's not much else gold for him. So if Hera could find that, I could destroy Tato's hopes of making more Trebs and pushing this. As you said, though, chemistry important for bombard cannons. Hera will complete that now, so cannons could start to come up.
Ooh, these Rattans are going to come forward at the wrong moment here, I think.
Well, the wrong moment for who?
This is tough.
The wrong moment for who? Because, Hera, you've got to get out of here.
Yes! Oh, it's going to be Hera. Oh, no. He sees that the Onagers have super speed. He's going to avoid massing up with these Rattans, and he's going to try and snipe them with his light cap. The Step Lancers will do okay against that. Rattans! Boom!
Flats and archers now, and Hera actually splits away from the majority of the shots, but he's under pressure. His castle will fall, and there is not a lot to stop Tato from running in with these Step Lancers and these Onagers now that the castle's down. And Hera's got to be careful here, man. Like, we're one more big shot away from him losing all his Rattans here, and he's losing castles.
Ooh, big shots there. Takes out about 6. He's trying to take out the Onagers. Looks like he's going to get the final one, maybe, before a big shot comes in. Another big shot from Tato. Trebs are going down. Another castle behind from Hera. But the Step Lancers, man, they are putting in work against these light cav. We just need more Onagers to follow this up, and a lot of those Rattans are weak.
Yeah, and they're weak, and the Step Lancers are going to finish the job. The bombard cannon from Hera is exposed. Hera's population and his eco still really, really good, but he is running low on gold himself now. So great job
Where's
from Tato.
the queue for Tato, though? 158 villagers, and he's got 7 vills in the queue, only 2 Step Lancers, but Hera calls the GG.
He says, gotta go. I'm out of here.
Go. Next game.
Obviously misclicked, but Hera's gotta go into game 3. What a fun play there from Tato, Dave. And again, it's like this final has been so good, right? Because we got to see all the strengths of Tato before the inevitable collapse in the first game, and Hera held on. I've seen enough Hera games where there was a feeling in the middle of this one that he was just going to raid Tato to death and be completely fine. Yeah. Step Lancer and Onager, not a composition we've seen maybe the entirety of Warlords, and it was the right play from Tato. What a beast.
God, Hera just, he sets up an eco, and then he just slowly expands outward. It's like he's taking notes out of Viper's playbook from the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Right? Of just being very, very patient, expanding the eco. But at the same time, he's doing all those little things like with the raids with the light cav, sniping units, forcing his opponent to look elsewhere, the unbelievable micro against like 3 Mangonels at a time with the Rattans until they were upgraded, of course.
Yeah.
But Tato doing enough to take out Hera, and that's credit to Tato because we've seen so many players fall to this exact same approach from Hera.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's still, Hera ends the game with like 3 or 4 castles, but he knew all my castles were down. If there's one thing, one aspect of Hera's style that, of course, he's good at, and we can understand why he does, but something that really hurt him here, didn't secure extra golds, right? Like, the gold on the right of where these Trebs are for Tato, that's why he resigns. He doesn't have gold elsewhere, really, except for a little bit in his base. I think if he had a bit more gold, maybe, he could hold a bit longer. But also, then again, it's like, what do you make as Vietnamese? I don't really know what you make against that composition. The composition punishes you so quickly. Well played, Tato. I'm happy to see that from the final standpoint. 1-1. Best of 9 here, though, folks. So big one from Tata to respond with, as that was his number 1 Civ pick. Just to repeat ourselves a little bit, Dave. Since you start with 2 houses here as the Incas, Hera doesn't have to build a single house in all of Dark Age, which means his villagers can work the whole time, and he gets the free llama. Pretty sick.
Yep. That's really, really important benefit there of Incas. And another reason we saw them more on like the Empire Wars mode, right? You started with so many houses, you never had to build one. You had like 70 population when you started there in the Red Bull events. So popular pick for multiple reasons. I think they've been buffed a little bit since the last Red Bull tournament. They spend less food on units now, which is quite strong.
Yeah.
And we'll see them spam out units like crazy.
Yeah, so Tatars, they get the extra food on the pigs, I guess, not the sheep. That's nice, and there's a payoff that needs to be talked about with that. A lot of people think, oh, you have more food for more scouts or whatever. But I think the key here is it actually ends up helping you in regards to how you send your wood. Yeah. Because you don't have to farm as early, which means in situations where you might go for a stable and then your opponent goes archers and you need that range, you can actually do so without feeling that much of a weakness to your food eco because you need farms. That's always the big thing, because against Mezzo, you normally need to have a stable and the range. Tato should be able to justify that, especially because players are normally pushing a lot of deer here at the start as well. I guess the other thing with the Tatar bonuses would be the hills, right? They do more damage when on top of the hills, and there's enough hills here where Tato could take advantage of it, but the hills don't seem to be directly on a gold, which would be beneficial for Tato against the Incas here.
Well, the one in the middle could be decent, but that's about it. Hills are kind of sneaky, right? They don't look important until they are.
Yeah.
Initially, especially on this map in particular.
Yeah. It's also tricky, too, when you're, let's say, going Eagles against Lancers, because the Eagles are slower, right? So normally, if you're running away from, let's say, a Cuman Lancer, which doesn't have the hill bonus, you go to the hill and you hold it and you feel good about that. You don't want to take the Tatars to the hill. So you will actually use hills a little bit differently if you're Hera here, because if the second they jump on you, they're just slaughtering you.
Hera's getting loom.
All right, gonna click
getting
up.
loom. Well, I mean, I've been watching his loom timings here in these games, and a lot of them early on, especially, was not getting loom in Dark Age at all.
Yeah, it's fair. Do you think there's like some type of a moral boost to be the Incas and not eat your llama, which you start with? You keep the llama alive for...
Well, actually, llamas have been used to protect livestock from predators because they're very aggressive. You know? Have you ever seen a llama spitting at something? Terrifying.
Do you encounter that a lot in Canada?
Maybe you see these pigs, you see the way they're looking at each other, they're obviously hostile.
Makes sense.
And this llama is the only thing keeping them from going at one another.
And I feel like people don't realize the genius of Hera in this moment, right? To position the llama so perfectly is just huge.
Yeah.
I cannot wait until one person takes us seriously on that and then puts their llamas next to their pigs. Cannot wait.
Bro, I'd rather have a guard llama than a guard dog.
Yeah, I mean, it depends what type of dog we're talking about here. I don't know how many different types of llamas there are.
Imagine you're like a sheep burglar, right? You hop the fence. And then you look in the darkness and you see a silhouette of a mini giraffe spitting at you.
Dude, I mean, the surprise factor alone would get me to turn around, You're
gone, dude,
a llama?
in an instant. Yeah.
All right, that's true.
You're gone, bro.
That's true. All right, people should try it more. Barracks up for Hera. He's going to open with Spearman. He also opens with a range. So Incas now, their food units are discounted. Again, prior to this, we said a lot of pros think it's busted. They think the Civ's too strong right now. And so this is maybe the only Civ that, along with Byzantines, goes into Spearman Skirm as a strategy right now, where you just make the trash units. So
you can also add in some Eagles later if they go Skirms to counter that too, right?
Yeah, it's fair.
I think the Scouts opening is really versatile, and you can go for a range really quickly after that, especially when you're Tatars and you don't need to spend the wood, like we mentioned, to drop those farms right away.
Yeah, it's a good point.
But the Eagles can kind of mess with that a little bit. However, Tato has found a Skirm all alone.
Yep, and then runs directly into a spear hit, which is so frustrating because he pulled away at the right time.
That's brutal. That's brutal.
And Tato doesn't have Loom yet. He has it in queue, though, so he'll have it. He did not forget. And he will have seen the skirm and he knows what this is. Yeah, so it's just like spear, skirm, flood. And it makes it really complicated because Hera's just going to have more military units. And it's very difficult for Tato to do damage to Hera if there's that many spearmen on the field.
Eagle pressuring away. Tato doesn't seem that concerned, and the range follow-up is always so quick on this map. And Hera needs to be careful he doesn't run right into Tato's TC with that spear.
Yeah.
But classic Hera fashion. Takes the angle away. And he's pushing forward towards the berries because that's his target.
Every skirm, every eagle needs to be protected by a spearman right now. That's what Hera has done. And Tato's so worried about this. I think this should tell you. He doesn't think he can fight this anytime soon. He's actually going to leave with those two villagers.
He did already get horse collar, though. So he can comfortably place farms. And he's already got a bunch of farms down. And 5 scouts is nothing to laugh at here. There is one stuck villager, though.
Yep, she's going to die. Unless Tato runs.
Is she?
Well, the skirms will have to relocate for Hera. The spears will be clicked away. Hera doesn't click all of them. I would bet that she dies. She doesn't seem to have a lot of hope.
I was petrified.
I was going to let you
I couldn't forage the berries without these scouts by my side. I spent so many nights getting javelins in my face. And now I'm dead.
And now Hera has ability.
Give me some space.
Oh, man. I mean, listen, the other villagers told her to stay away. And she stayed.
No.
But not too bad there from Tato, all things considered, right? I think what he'll want now is he'll want these skirmishers to kill the spears. He does have a hill to work with, and Hera's going to back away. So army numbers being important on Land's Madness. Tato's still fine in that regard, could still head back out to the berries. I do want to say 10 out of 10. That was well played.
That was good, dude. Yeah. Maybe my new album, I'm dropping a hot Christmas album in about like a month from now.
Yeah, I know that after your first verse, you were probably thinking, all right, this is it. But then when I didn't say anything, you were put on the spot there.
I had to go, dude. Yeah, I had to go.
I appreciate you not bailing there. You really went for it.
You just got to commit sometimes. This is a good army mix here for Tato. I think he's got enough to hold off Hera through Feudal Age, so now he can kind of focus on the buildings that he needs, right? And it's going to be the market.
Maybe the closest I've seen Hera to an AI ever. Like, all these trash units, it's so random. But it makes sense with the recent change the Incas received. And again, the units are so cheap. Normally think if you make 18 army, that you're not going to make it to Castle Age on time. But that is not the case with the Incas right now.
It's like normally skirms wouldn't be that threatening to villagers, but you get enough of them.
Yeah.
And they are. And he's got 10 of them now. Tato will probably try and wall to the edge of the map.
I really wonder
but he's not going to get there in time.
It's so out of place and so random for normal game state, but I wonder how a double tower defense works here. Like, you tower your gold and tower your wood. So you have to buy the stone, and then suddenly all Hera's units aren't at home. Like,
well, the tough position for Tato here is that he kind of wants to sell the stone, probably.
Oh, Hera's spears.
He can't now.
Yeah, true.
Because Hera's army is here, and he's going to have to choose somewhere to put the tower to protect. He's got the scouts behind. If he ever clears up those spears, he's going to be in a good position, and he does sell the stone.
Yeah.
Ooh, but he's getting bloodlines too. Could it see a big battle here?
Yeah, big battle fletching coming in now for Tato. Hasn't had it yet, so that could make it an impact on the fights. Bloodlines adds the HP to the scouts. Hera getting to a point where he might not be able to go home too easily. One of his 5 spears go down. The others are kind of weak. Behind this, Hera, he's building a market too. We're going to see him sell some things. He's going to click up to Castle Age way faster than Tato. He's hoping this will buy him time.
Nice snipe. The spearman.
So patient from Tato. It's so hard to have this level of patience when you don't have the stone for a tower. You're always so
Especially
worried.
Trying to like target single units when they're in the middle of this skirm army. Once those spears go down, these skirms are dead.
Yeah, they're dead. Yep, and Tato is just going to clear this up. And then has the plan for the future here. Buys a little bit of food. We'll click up to Castle Age. Nice attack from Hera here. But beautiful defense from Tato.
Really, really solid. He realized he needed to get bloodlines. And it was either bloodlines or a defensive tower.
Yeah.
And he sold the stone. Got bloodlines. He's fine. He's clicking up to Castle Age, but he is significantly behind Hera. Like 50 seconds behind. And usually when you're thinking about Civ Lake Tatars against Mezzo opponent, you want to be around the same time to Castle Age, if not first, right? Start massing the Step Lancers early.
So any other Civ, you lose that much army, and you're like, what a waste. With current Incas, it's insane. And Hera's eco behind this is perfect. He's going to have 3 barracks. He's probably going to make a mix of Eagles and Spears. Tato once went Step Lancers with the Tatars in the final game when he won Red Bull Wolo Legacy. It was Legacy, right? The 6th one. They're all running together.
Legacy. I don't know.
One of the ones where Tato won, it was
6.
I think it was Legacy. Yeah,
he
it was
won
6. It was 6, which is also Legacy. And back then, people weren't really going for Step Lancers, except for a lot of people in mid ranks who were telling me, like, why aren't people doing it, you know? And this would be a moment, right? Step Lancers could engage very nicely against Eagles and against Spears. We got the second stable coming up from Tato. I think he's going to take a page out of that Red Bull book and try that here.
They're very, very good against Spears.
Hera's
infantry armor
Eagle.
coming in.
This is going to be so annoying here. The Eagle's
so much res
now.
for Hera. And he's not using it right now. Oh my god. Okay, you accused up some Eagles, fine.
Again, you spend less food on your units now per age, so the units actually get cheaper for the Incas now. Does feel like Hera could easily go, yeah, he buys the stone and drop a TC. I mean, that food income needs to be going towards villager production now.
You could even sell some food.
Yeah.
You have the market. Get more Eagles in the queue. And Squires coming in.
Tato goes to the hill against the Spears that are not going to be pikemen, at least not yet. Kills them. Well played, Tato. Tato with a 2-to-1 KD. Tato needs to try and keep this villager alive and quick walls it. Well played from Tato here.
Skirmisher.
Oh! Run, villager!
First I was afraid. Oh, dodges.
She's good, dude. That was impressive.
She's great.
And Hera as well to focus that villager down with the skirmisher as well. Dang. But, you know, it's decision-making for Tato now, right? Because you're still kind of thinking, I'm in an all-in state. Is he going to go for eco? I see the second TC right after I asked that question. And on the hill, Tato finds kills with Step Lancers. Don't know if this is going to be a good fight for Hera. The Step Lancers are so good against Eagles here.
It's really not. As long as Tato saves his Step Lancer, he doesn't. Avoidable, but you know what? He's going for that second TC, getting his farm set up. He still has the scouts running around at the back, too. Eco KD is still only 1-0, and that was that woman before on the berries.
And Hera's going to go for pikes. He's going to go for monks. This is just boom into the later stages of the game. And trades haven't been good for Hera. But I like Hera's economic position more than I like Tato's economic position. And I also feel like Hera's map, Dave, he's got so many golds in the back.
So many golds.
Tato's golds are non-existent here. I mean, unless he goes forward.
Yep.
That's pretty brutal for Tato. It's not going to be something that's going to give him any favors here as he trades a pikeman off for a Step Lancer there.
Ooh, nice micro from Tato with the scouts. Keeping those things alive, coming in from behind, and avoiding most of the pokes there from the pikeman, losing 1. But still, he's looking for the monks from Hera.
Hera with more villagers, hasn't found the kills, seems happy enough to take these fights anyways. On his gold, he's going to lose a villager. He's distracted with the scouts. He reacts a little bit later than maybe we would have expected. Well played from Tato again. He needs more of this. 2 TCs for him, not the third for him, not the third for Tato. Sorry, for Hera. Actually, I'm wrong. No, Hera is actually TCing in the south. But he's got to wall those villagers in, and we've got to pause. And this is a big moment in the game, right? Like, obviously, pause. Okay, Tato's back. Kicked his cat off the desk or something, right? And those Step Lancers were headed this way.
Here, right? He loses at least 1.
I think he could lose all of them if Tato focuses them separately.
Oh, he abandons it. It's at an 89% that TC. He abandons the foundation, pulls the villagers away, only loses 2, but good damage so far from Tato. And he's just not losing these units.
Yep. He's done a great job at using this. I mean, that KD is really hard to ask for against someone like Hera.
And he's putting the eco into more eco upgrades, and now Cav Archer's coming on the way. He's not just spamming Step Lancers.
Cav Archer could be so good. I mean, this combination is so much better than anything Hera has, but that's for right now, right? And Tato's going to see those monks. He still has some scouts, but Hera knows he's in trouble now because he saw the other group. And Hera wants a castle here, Dave. Cheaper castles for Incas as well. Hera's got the stone for 1. Could see him wanting to protect his eco. And nice finds from Hera. How many times do you see players just stuck on defense? That's really nice from Hera.
Yeah.
And eagles are going to be found ultimately, but now Hera knows the army's not coming forward. Maybe I can drop the castle. Good time for him to consider it. Is still an army from Tato as Hera gets relic number 2. That eco for Hera and for the Incas right now looking really good. Is Hera going to consider a forward castle here?
I think it might just be in the middle. He's coming forward, though. He's got the monks, he's got the pikemen, he's got the eagles.
Maybe for the gold.
And Tato hasn't been producing.
I mean, it's just like just enough army from Hera where I feel like Tato couldn't stop the castle. If that castle goes up on a map where Tato doesn't have any back golds, it could be game ending.
Yep. Yeah, and Tato doesn't see it at all. He's busy at the back of Hera's base. He sniped a Vil, so Hera needs to pay attention to this. But the Step Lancers are here, and that's a lot of military there from Hera supporting this. We've got Cav Archers from Tato. I don't know if he can deny this castle, and it goes even further forward from Hera.
That's the right decision here, right? Like, castles are so critical in these games, and that will give you access to more stones as well. And Tato, who's going to be desperate for gold, cannot stop that. And there's just always so much army from the Incas here, right? It's like Hera's eco is insane. And I would say in the future, you could mix in Kamioks, which could help a bit more. Could also see skirms, of course. Like, the Incas have no shortage of options. They can counter pretty much everything. And that castle is going to eventually shoot down the TC from Tato. But beautiful house walls from Tato to save his gold there.
Also, at the same time, Tato got some of his scouts and Step Lancers cleared up forward.
Yep.
He wasn't able to pick off any additional Vils. So Hera keeping himself safe at home, going for the forward castle. Almost has enough for another castle as well with Incas. And Tato going to stone now, adding more archer ranges. He's just going to go Cav Archers. And now he's going to try and maybe raid Hera. I mean, you can't assault that position at the front.
Hera could drop more castles too. I don't know what Tato can do, but sniping the monks is a start. That's a really nice find from Tato. Just 9 Cav Archers. Remember, there's a concern that he will not have gold. He's no back golds on this map gen. And I think Hera probably maybe even factored that in with his castle drop here. He didn't see everything, but it would make sense that going for a forward castle suited the situation here.
Rams will make this ugly for Tato. He's going to lose production buildings, his market, maybe even his blacksmith at some point. He's coming forward with the Step Lancers and with Cav Archers. And Hera's trying to go for a defensive castle. That might not get up if Tato gets over here. And with the Cav Archers, that's full access to that wood line from Hera too.
Smart from Hera, though, to take the eagles away from the castle. He's like, you're killing me. I'm running because you're very scary. Yes, you're so mighty, Tato. Come kill me. Like, oh, man, look at Hera. He definitely knows about the gold, dude. He definitely knows about this map gen and the gold. Hera's looking for the gold in the north. He's going to find that TC. What a find from Hera. What a
Cav
ridiculous
Archers
find.
Do not have ballistics yet. So Tato is going to quick wall the villagers in the north. He pulled 2 Vils away to distract Hera, and he saved the other 2, making that TC.
For now, right? The Palisades could go down. Still big problems for Tato. He's got to defend that TC. He also has to try and get counter damage in.
Yep.
Palisade repair. Step Lancers and Cav Archers coming over. TC will go up.
For Hera. That's disgusting.
It's crazy. I'm telling you, like, Hera has picked this Civ because he knows something that many viewers don't. With that change, Hera's been able to make so much army, and his eco's been so smooth, Dave. With that farming eco we always know him for, the early 3rd town center, cheaper castles, cheaper units, the Llama Guardian. And Tato is just spent here trying to get Cav Archers up. But Cav Archer Step Lancer are the best army on the field right now. You could take really good fights when combining these things. Until
the final armor comes in for those eagles. And then you're running into some issues. But he does have ballistics and he does have thumb ring for these Cav Archers. So extremely strong composition. If you have the Step Lancers in front, you just have to manage the army numbers from Hera because it's going to get out of control soon.
2 minutes for Tato to do damage with this army. And he also still has to defend himself. Doesn't have a TC where he started anymore. So can't garrison there. Has to always keep some army in home. We'll clear that up. It's kind of funny. Like, Tato's going to raid Hera's gold. Hera's taking the gold in the middle. Hera was actually right next to Tato's army, but Tato's not expecting Hera to be taking that risk. And this is some precious time here for Hera, who's going to be at like 30 or so eagles. I think getting Elite Eagle and Imp Armor will be tricky right away, but I could see him using the market to get both. And I mean, Tato's not going Imp anytime soon. This could be a big problem for Tato.
No, his food eco looks deceptive too. Like, the numbers are lying because these farms are pretty inefficient now that he's had to abandon them, right? There was also a bunch of idols around that area. He's taking more villagers at home at Hera's base. Can pressure that wood line once again, but Hera gets to Imperial Age, 100 villagers. GG comes in from Tato. He realizes once the armor comes in for those eagles, he's done.
Felt like a game that, like, with unit control and whatnot, and the fights that we saw, that Tato dominated in, but the Hera just knew, I'm just going to make more stuff, right? I'm just going to make more. And I think, like, obviously, I think Hera had the lead before he dropped the forward castle, but that's not something that you would have really attributed to Hera's play in the past. Really like his decision-making to go for that forward castle, because that just, it put Tato in such a rough position. There was no world where Tato could ever consider Imp. The Hera defended just enough at times. I mean, he killed just as many villagers as Tato did. He only killed 30 units in the game, but yeah, Imp Armor and the Eagles, with Tato's base being wide open, would have decided it. And score 2-1. Great final so far. Great pick from Hera.
Man, he didn't go for the Saracens pick there.
Yeah, true.
Didn't go for it, right?
Yep.
And that was the mind games I was talking about. He's gotten so much better at the drafts over the past few years, just mind gaming his opponents. He played it twice in big moments and then just decided, nope, I'm going to switch it up. Go for Incas.
Yeah. And then,
so maybe Tato wasn't prepared for that.
Well, I mean, he just played it really well. Like, Hera collected more food and more gold while also spending less food on his army. So it was a combinational thing. It wasn't like Hera had no food eco and made the units he did. It was just so good to his style. A combination of things? Is that better?
Oh, I heard combinational. I wasn't insult. I was just saying I didn't know that was a word. Combinational. I like it.
It's a word now, okay? With the power of the internet, we have made that a word.
I like it, dude. I understand exactly what it means.
Sometimes my brain does that. I don't know if half the thing I say is a word. It's just like, if it makes sense, I say it, you know?
Dude, I'm a caster too. I know.
And if you say it with enough confidence,
exactly,
enough people will believe you. Well, you know, one more thing I want to add about Tato's predicament there was Step Lancers, very low gold cost, high food cost. So he didn't have as much food. He was spending 70 food per Step Lancer. And then he had to go for fletching, archer armor, bodkin arrow for the CA. So, like, Tato spent more food, brought in less food, and that kind of adds up to the rest of it. So I have no doubt in my mind Tato's going to be able to respond here. That was so good from Hera, though. And we're only 3 games in, dude. We are 3 games, finished with 3 games out of a potential 9. This is sick. And in our 4th game, we've got Migration. They're actually fairly close together by migration standards. This can happen.
It's an island for Tato.
And
not landlocked.
Oh, true.
It can happen. I've seen it probably 4 or 5 times this generation.
Okay. Yeah, island for Tato, which could potentially help him, if anything, because he has the ability to hide some things.
Yeah, it can hurt, and that's what people generally think, but most of the times I've seen it, it's actually helped the defensive player because they can rotate their fish around to the other side.
Yeah. So
away from the fires.
Quick meta for everyone who missed how things have transpired with migration. I'm going to do like 30 seconds, okay? Players initially started going really fast feudal, really fast galleys, realized, oh crap, it takes too long to get over to the opponent's side to kill fish. That's not the play. Then turned into players going fast castle with lots of fishing ships, and then just competing for the middle with some scouts and some fires in castle. In this tournament, might have something to do with the 9 villager start. We have seen some players have this build where they will go forward early transport, walk across the land, and then go forward docks. And I think if any civ were to do that here, it would be Hera's Byzantines.
Although it could
be a mind game.
I think forward docks would be better here for the Dravidians because you get that extra wood, which means you can go for the production right away.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, and you keep your fishing ships producing behind, which is, like I said, in my opinion, the most important part of that build. But I don't know if he even needs to do it. I don't know if either player needs to do it. We'll just see these two civs matching up against each other. Dravidians should have a better eco, but the Byzantines will have the more powerful fire galleys.
Yeah. I'm going to try and speak something into existence here. I want to see elite Yurumis versus elite Cataphracts in the Imperial Age. Again, unlikely. I don't think anyone should plan on making infantry units against Cataphracts.
I've played that matchup in CBA before, and it feels like it should be better than normal infantry.
And it's not.
As the Cataphracts usually do.
Okay, all right.
They roll over whatever infantry is standing in front of them.
What an anti-hype moment here, Dave. Come on, let the people believe.
All right. All right.
We're not about false promises with our commentary, so I guess it's fair that you clarify that. Yeah. Well, so if we were going to see a forward dock, the weakness against the forward dock is sometimes the fast castle because you're so much later to feudal. So we've actually seen players expect that the opponent's going to go forward and go for like 4 or 5 fishing ships and then go up to feudal age. We're not seeing that here from Tato, and we're not seeing that from Hera either.
That's the development of this meta, right? Yeah. For Warlords. The development on the migration meta has been super quick, and it was the same thing with Titans League, and I think we've come to appreciate how diverse a map this can be, right? Especially through an entire event, like the strategies change. It started out everyone going FC with like 12 fishing ships.
Yeah.
In feudal, right? And maybe even adding more. But now people want to get up to feudal age just for the capability, even if it slows down their fast castle, of defending themselves. They don't want exposed fish here without being able to make fires.
Yeah.
And they'll sacrifice that extra minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes slower to castle age to accomplish that.
I know Tato's insane. He beat Viper in the semi. I could talk for 10 minutes about how amazing Tato is. You can't lose this game. You just can't. Dravidians are such a good civ for you. His whole team's constantly talking about how good Dravidians are. You go down 3-1 against Hera here. It's going to be extremely tough for you. It obviously still be doable, but it feels like he needs to tie this one up. As I think many people seem to agree, even if you're a Tato fan, Hera has to be considered the favorite. Even just a slight favorite for some, but the favorite. Tato's going to click up. Now, my thinking on the Byzantines is that the faster working fires are strong, but it's not actually that aspect of the Byzantines that I think is strong. I think the cheaper Imperial Age and the really cheap units in the middle is something that the Byzantines do a really good job with. It's like, you're behind an eco. Oh no, I'm 20 vils behind. With any other civ, you can't win the Trebor. You can't make the army to compete. But you can have a lesser eco, make the army to compete, and then have that crazy Byzantine castle with a slightly faster imp to save yourself. And I saw Hera do that many, many times with the Byzantines.
I think the fires kind of enable that, though. Like, the fires enable all of that.
It's part
because
of it.
You just produce the same amount of fires as your opponent, they're never going to win.
Yeah.
Unless you are, like, outrageously mismicroing your units, right? Yeah. But we know these players aren't really going to do that. It's a transport ship now for both as they try and make their way to the middle. Let's see if they get loom or if they wall in their villagers. I've seen so many vills die.
Also, Hera, planning to get the timing right, is going to build his barracks on...
At home.
Yep. So no spearmen in the middle for him if he does that. We'll see if Tato... I think his barracks will eventually be in the middle, but he's going to go market blacksmith first.
Blacksmith at home.
Market.
And please wall in your loom. Okay, that's fine.
And loom. Which players forget, dude. Like, players don't do it. I've also realized that sometimes, like right now, Hera has factored loom into his build, right? He has 200 gold with loom in queue. Sometimes if you go to gold a little bit late, you feel like, oh, I can't do loom just yet. Whoops. And then the casters are like, what are you doing? You know, as we should.
Well, I think loom, forgetting loom is forgivable. Forgetting loom is definitely forgivable. What's unforgivable is not walling in your vills.
Yeah, I agree.
In the center, because like loom, you're used to having it in feudal age, most games, right? So your muscle memory can forget about that sort of thing, but not having the villagers walled in an exposed position when your scout's not nearby, I've seen that so many times, and it's just, woof.
Yep.
Really bad.
And Hera Reminder, barracks on the starting island because the timing was a little bit off. I think that honestly comes back to the Dravidians getting the extra wood and how easy that makes life for them. So Tato has received plus 200 wood. He's going to get 200 more when he's in castle. But Tato sees the stable from Hera, knows it's going to be scouts. He can make spears. I know Hera's got the speed, but you really don't want to be like ferrying spearmen across the map. That would be really difficult here.
Yeah. He's going to count on the camels to help him out, or just like have no
fire right now. Like he's actually camping his villagers with that fire. A little concerned about this. Tato hasn't really made a lot of navy, which is surprising to me. I thought he would.
Neither
make
of
more.
them has.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're just going to focus on this middle area. They got plenty of fish here. Tato's got one fire galley. Hera's got a couple in defense.
Well, listen, quote from a really skilled player who many may know from the U.S., Daniels. He said he thinks Migration is the highest skill map in the game. He thinks this map is the hardest to play out of all of them because of the multitasking that's needed. So I know not everyone goes to Daniel for their wisdom, but I often do. And I have to agree with him. It is so tough. So if there's ever a mistake, a moment where a player doesn't have one tiny detail right, it could come back to just how many things they have to do here.
Hera actually made a dock on the inner side of this little river, and I think that's because he wanted to gather that fish there, but then he gets Castle Age and immediately drops the TC. That TC is going to secure the gold, and we know how well he can hold on to this middle area with Byzantines. I mean, he proved it.
Uh-oh. He needs walls here. He needs walls.
Oh, boy.
Hera scouts are out of position. He drops a house.
2,
There's
3.
a hole!
They're in! They are in, and the scouts from Hera are behind this. However, the spearmen can't join him, but the light cav upgrade comes in, and Hera
He needs to save that
does
bill.
manage to save one. He saves one.
That's good, because then he'd have to, get more and then click them across, and the TC would be delayed a little bit longer. Still love the attempt from Tato there to still try to kill the final Vilt. He did lose the light cab. I think that's worth it. Tato's
I think
TC
it's worth to
will go
delay
up.
that TC as long as possible, right?
Agreed.
And force Hera to maybe transport more villas across. You're disrupting him a lot. Even if you lose those light cav there, it's definitely worth it to delay.
Tato may be the best player in the world with demos. And we could see that coming. Demo probably in the south soon.
Yeah.
You don't agree that Tato's the best demo player?
I think there's two options there.
Oh, well, okay. I mean, Tato after you, of course.
Yeah.
I apologize.
I will say.
I apologize. I forgot we put that in the contract.
I will say that Tato and I are in an exclusive club. And we've had this conversation before in person. We are in an exclusive demo club together.
Okay, but you don't think there's a world where when someone's talking to you about this in person...
There it is again.
You don't think they just want to be nice? You think Tato's a nice guy. He probably didn't want to tell you what he truly felt, right?
No, he's not a nice guy.
Okay, well then in that case, he must be believable. Here comes the Navy in the south. And, Hera's just patrolling defensively right now. Obviously putting a lot of his focus on the light cap in the middle. And let's see, demo connects. We all know Dave's demo would have been a bit more efficient than that, but it's hard to get better. And Tato with a nice little lead and the potential to kill Hera's fish if Hera's not careful.
Quick wall. Bop, bop, bing. Oh, and he's maybe trapped the light cav in here. Let's see. Hera, can he weasel out of this situation?
He's distracted.
Tato has trapped all those light cav in. So there's the light cav he lost before. He's getting those ones back, and he's killing the fish as Hera was distracted on the water.
Yeah, he was so distracted there. Hera now down to 6 fishing ships. Tato's got so many, but Tato's light cav, they were following, thinking they were winning the fight. Tato did not realize that Hera had camels in the mix as well.
Uno reverse, dude.
Yep.
Hera wasn't paying attention, then Tato's not paying attention. However, with the camels in here, he has the opportunity to easily convert a unit now, and that's the reason that we don't see camels more often in this middle area, is because usually there's a ton of monks. So the spearman will protect the monk, bring in the relic. Some fires over there from Hera, but
big demos.
Doesn't need the demo.
Yeah, he got one demo hit in there, and he's just going to send that Navy to the other side. I will say, Hera can't wrap docks around his own island for fish. Tato can. Now, Tato's has his fish, but something to consider. And also, Dravidian fishing ships do carry more, which really helps when you start to travel long distances.
Long term, yeah.
So
Yeah, really, really helps on this map.
5-0 Eco KD here for Tato, but Hera keeping things close, and that's the big thing with Byzantines. As long as it's close, you're going to have the units available to counter any civ. The Byzantine check tree, very decent against the Dravidians, but the Dravidians, of course, cheaper barrack technologies, faster firing skirms could be really good here as well.
Dude, Hera is going for a ride with these water buffalo in the north. He's already got a group to the right. he's going along the edge of the island. He's trying to get them home.
Oh, man. I mean, his transport's probably going to head over there at some point. It's actually really nice because you need food eco to go imp, and sometimes you don't have the wood.
Farms, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tato has gone onto stone with more than Hera, and I find the transition onto stone on this map is so important, right?
Yeah.
You got to get that initial castle in the good spot.
And there the spearmen. Hera sees it. Hera backs away. Hera runs into the spearmen then with the light cav.
Interesting.
Remember, there's still navy you have to worry about. I'm surprised at the lack of demos from Hera.
Look at the amount of fish from Tato, though.
18. He's adding more, Dave.
It's crazy. With Dravidians, I mean, it's just going to be crazy efficiency.
I think he's correctly realized that Hera's just not playing water right now. Right? Like, adding more fish should be a risk against Byzantines, but Hera's just focused on land. Res collected is close, but Tato's got the lead.
Are we going elephant archers for Tato? If he has that fishing eco for a long period of time, elephant archers are actually a possibility. There's also a demo looping around from Hera in the north. Could get some fish.
I actually think crossbow, only because I think spending food right now on skirm and elephant archer delays your imp too much, and that's a mistake.
Maybe. Ooh! Villager making the dock in the north goes down. Boom.
Yeah. Oh, I see it. Totally noticed that. Heal nets for Tato too. Man, the fish is going to be so good for him. Almost feels like Tato dropped those ranges with the intention of clicking up to imp soon. Like, he knows he can get away with that.
Yep.
And demo's going to be added from Hera in the south soon. Hera has not played the water game too much here. And there's the crossbow click from Tato, spending some of his resources on that.
These water buffalo are coming all the way back along the edge. Hera's TCs. Big demo.
Big demos. Water buffaloes on the way. The chonkers are making it. Waddling on through. And Tato still has to protect his docks. And Hera's still looking at it, but Hera's not going to stop the dock this time.
Not going to get it. But he knows the fishing eco is being expanded, so he's going to focus on that now.
This is where it gets so crazy. Like, against any other civ, the pikeman little crossbow play into a forward castle from Tato is perfect. But if you do it against Byzantines, they could still be imp faster than you, and they have the stronger castles. So it's like, I don't think it's bad from Tato to consider what he's about to do, but there is a risk involved in it.
It's always when you're matching up against Byzantines, it's like if they get to the late game with a decent eco.
Yeah. Tato.
What do you do?
Tato is like 14 idols right now inside his TCs. He did not send things back to work. That's a big deal. He must not realize, Dave. 12 villagers inside that TC, just not working at all.
Is the waypoint set to the Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Total res collected, still ahead for Tato, unsurprisingly, because of these fish.
Yeah.
The fishing ships are bringing in so much.
And Hera's going to drop a very defensive castle. He clicks up to imp already. I definitely feel like Tato might be considering a move forward here. This happens every migration game I see with Hera. It's like, he actually doesn't out-execute the opponent and all the elements up till now. He just holds with Byzantines, builds a very defensive castle, and is ready to defend an imp.
Well, he plays to the Civ's strengths, right?
Yeah, exactly. And Tato's castle will not be in Treb range if he builds it there. He has to pay full price for the next stage. Hera now sees its pikes, sees its crossbows, and will think about skirms. And
so Tato's going to click up. Tato's still no handcart. Doesn't have horse color. Doesn't have heavy plow. Hera's already got handcart.
Yeah.
So really efficient eco here for him.
Really hard.
83% versus 63% last minute.
Yeah. Now, I feel like a fast fire click here from Hera and a couple Dramans would be so good.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, you have the faster fires. You've got to play into that, right? And another thing I've noticed from Hera is he waits with a demo right in the shoreline, because that's where someone's going to patrol. And here we go. Right side, right side. Well,
that's
yeah. You could teach him a thing or
Byzantine
two
fires
there.
will clear that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not so big on the demos versus water units.
Yeah, that's boring. That's like
Setting up demos versus land units is just chef's kiss.
and TC's kind of delayed. Hera's taken a lot of buffalo for a guy who's about to be in the Imperial Age. But he walked him over here. He wants to eat him. His eco's insane. He's getting upgrades galore, and it does not feel like Hera's going to be broken anytime soon, especially with him being in Imperial Age. Tato needs to realize this game's going on for a bit longer here. You can't aim for an all-in push. You have to almost like... I wonder about a stone wall on the right side, or outpost on the right side. Look at Hera sneaking.
Yep.
He's trying to get some extra space here. That can't happen, Dave. With this much map control, this cannot happen if you're Tato.
Because you got to focus all of your energy to break Hera with Byzantines.
Yep.
On that south side, you can't be distracted by a castle up in the north there. And with that outpost and with town patrol, Hera is going to know that there's absolutely nothing nearby here. Completely safe to build that castle.
Really, it's a good risk to take if you're Hera, right? You're only building it with 5 villagers. If it gets denied, you just delete it, get your stone back. Think of the commitment from Tato. He committed so much. Thinks he has the map control. He does not have the map control.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, that's an area where he will walk to build his own castle in the future. I think Tato will find out just by sending Vills out there. Getting Navy upgrades. So is Hera. So both players doing that. Tato's fish is mainly in the north. Doesn't actually have near as many farms as Hera does. Hera always farms a lot around the starting TC, which makes a lot of sense. And
damn, dude, that castle denies so much
huge.
over there. It's massive.
Just a couple outposts. How often do we say it? Got a million things happening here, but a couple outposts would have maybe changed that aspect of this game. And I mean, Tato can't even see that Hera's going to the right side along the shoreline there.
Tato's going to run at some point, like you said, he's going to run 10 villagers into that castle.
Yeah.
And it's got full upgrades, right? So he's going to lose a bunch of eco there. He's trying to loop around with more fast fires, but Byzantine fast fires will win those fights. Chemistry is now in, armor upgrade coming in, but Byzantines can do all of the things that Tato wants to do.
And also, it's cheaper, right? And the eco is actually a bit better for Hera, at least based on what we're seeing. And map control, there's not that big of a difference in actuality. It's just a skirm raid from Hera, and Hera gonna get into the eco here. And there's the castle, but there's a trap from Hera already. The TCs will start to fall. Tato's gonna be kicking himself right now. Like, how did that ever happen?
Why did I not have a unit over here?
Yeah.
One of my light cav or something patrolling over here. This island extends outward so far. And he knew that because he had Navy coming around the side. But like you said, so many things to focus on, right? It's tough, man.
Super, super difficult. Very easy for us to say because we see it all. Skirms do faster fire for the Dravidians. Tato's army count, a lot of that's comprised of crossbows. You will not want that out there against the skirms. Good work from Hera.
Yeah, too late for that. Hera's going to snipe down those gold units all day. And Hera's got those 2 trebs just ranging everything from the side. He's also collecting the gold over there, going for siege workshops, and he has the ability to push out from that south area too.
I know, and that's where it's tricky, because now you have 2 areas to worry about. Before, you knew it was going to be difficult, but you had to worry about the south mainly. But now, you have to respect this push from Hera. Hera did go Cataphracts in a series against Leary. It looked really good, right? And he has the gold income. Like, there's plenty of gold on this map, so we could try it again. I see him getting cav armor now. Waiting to see what Tato will do.
Is there anything Dravidians can do here?
Bombard Cannon Skirm is still really good because the faster firing Skirms for Dravidians. So that's still good. And then I think mixing in Halp against Cataphracts is still fine later on too. So you're still more than fine, especially with the cheap barrack technologies. But like, it is way easier to play as the Byzantines from here. That's just the truth. And Hera's known it. Ooh, maybe could you go
Hera is not afraid to make Cataphracts. We saw it last game on Migration. And he's getting the armor already. He's got the castles. He's going to go Cataphracts.
He's going to go Cataphracts. I don't know if the unique tech for the Dravidians is enough for the infantry to be good against Cataphracts.
Steel? No. They'll be better.
Yeah, ignoring armor's nice, but you're still up against Catas. There's heavy demo for Tato. That'll help on water, get a little bit more value, and Tato is kind of ignoring the little Treb bomber cannon push from Hera in order to pressure Hera's castle on the other side. Still no cataphract production from Hera. Wondering if that's going to start soon, but he takes out the castle there from Tato. Tato's got a massive army compared to Hera right now, but he seems stuck.
What can he do with it? He can't push the castles.
Yeah.
Byzantine castles will take all day to die. He doesn't have any real siege to push that one in the north. He's only got one Treb pushing the one in the south with a bomber cannon now. And there's the elite cataphract.
He did take down Hera's Treb in the south. Hera was just hoping to play Treb defense. And he also took out one of Hera's cannons in the north. Katas are expensive. If Hera takes one bad fight, he might run out of golds. Because the gold he's taking, I'm sure he's mining through it like crazy right now with 32 on gold. A lot of that's on his starting island, I think.
Bomber cannon goes down in the north, and he's going to lose another one.
I mean, I'm seeing the skirms do some work right now. Elite cataphract in. Tato's got a tech help here. I'm a little surprised he's thought about champion. He's got to go for help. Elephant Archer! Yep. Elephant Archer! I remember grabbing a beer with Tato after one of the LAN events last year, and he was like, I would have won that game with Dravidians if I went Elephant Archer. I didn't consider that. I actually really like it. I think it gives you a better shot against Kata Skirm than going for Halbwood.
I mean, definitely. The cataphracts are going to absolutely shred the Halbs. The Skirms are going to do well against them as well, and you're basically backing it up with Skirm, right? So you need something that can deal with at least one of those units. And the Elephant Archers do well against the cataphracts.
They're more pop efficient.
The timing here, the timing here is crazy for Hera because he's already eliminated 2 castles from Tato, and Tato is now just running out of room.
Yep. Tato has a slight navy advantage, if that even matters right now.
The food eco for Tato is not good, dude. Like, a lot of those fish died.
Yep.
Still doesn't even have Horse Scholar. Only 13 farms, and Elephant Archers are very expensive on food.
He does have Elite, which is huge here. They'll pack a big punch. It's hard to kill them. Yes, Skirms counter an archer unit, but it's 280 HP. That's the hope here. It takes like 2 full volleys from Hera's Skirms to be able to kill one of them. Tato also super low on gold here, Dave. The eco balance isn't there for him. And Hera is... I just feels like he's got the better Civ from here, honestly. And he's actually somehow got the better position, all stemming from that sneaky castle he built.
Damn, dude. I'd also like to see Hera go for a transport ship and bring 5 cataphracts over to Tato's starting island.
Yeah, that'd be good. Once you are certain that you are pushing him back here, you could justify doing that. And right now, Hera's diving through, patrolling with the Katas, using the Skirms against the Elephant Archers. And I don't know, man. It doesn't feel like the Elephants are tanky enough. Hera's Trebs are taking out buildings. Hera will continue to make Katas behind this with 1,000 golds. And Tato is reeling right now. He just doesn't have enough time to stabilize his eco if Hera's pushing like this.
If he can get... Oh, Horse Collar, big. If he can get 45 Elephant Archers with like 5 bomber cannons, 4 Trebs, some Skirms mixed in there behind, he might have a chance.
Yeah. I mean, big if, right? But Hera's backing away with the Trebs right now. Hera is in a I can do no wrong type of mindset. So he may choose to be very passive here. I think he might be saving for Logistica, which you should.
He even goes for a castle on his home island to control the water movement there. Yeah. He's getting Logistica, and that will make them stronger against large groups of units. Giving them the splash damage or whatever it is. Oh big shot from the bomber cannons. Oh my Lanta. Holy.
Hera also waiting for his own bomber cannon mass. He's got a couple in queue. Tato's got an army mass built up here. But is Trickle the Treb here trying his best to keep it alive. But Hera's going to take out that Treb, no problem. That's wasteful for Tato, who seemingly has not realized that he needs more on gold. Because there is gold around. He's just not mining it.
Man, I can't believe Tato's still alive here. That's a crazy hold.
Hera gave him a little bit of time, but it's like Hera probably did so to just get himself into position to take this fight. His skirmishers still are not lasting long with the bomber cannons, and the Elephant Archers are killing the cataphracts, Dave. If the skirm number's not high enough for Hera, Tato has a chance.
Like I said, he needs that group of elephant archers, maybe some skirms, some bomber cannons, and some trebs.
Yeah.
And he can conceivably push this back. Transport ship with elephant archers is on the way to Hera's Island. Hera knew that was a possibility. He set the castle up. Those elephant archers can still sneak by, though, if the castle doesn't shoot the transport.
If they go into the right spot, I mean, Hera's not gonna have anything to deal with that.
Yeah. I think there's a hole
attack
between the house
from
and the
Tato. He just killed 4 trebs. He just killed 4 trebs from Hera.
Oh my god, dude. Okay, I have to quickly go back and look at that very quickly.
The transport distracted Hera, or Hera's, too busy counting his pennies right now. I don't know, but Tato's got a real shot, and we said at the start, like, I feel if Tato goes 3-1 down, even though it's a best of 9, he's in big trouble against Hera in this form, right? Yep. He's got a shot with these elephant archers. They're good enough. They're population efficient. His skirms also fire faster. Hera doesn't really have a unit queue that's looking like late game Byzantines at the moment.
I mean, he's still got the map control, right?
Yeah, he does.
He's got 1 relic in. He's got some gold available to him. Those elephant archers at the back of his base are brutal.
Yeah, it's so annoying. He made a monastery to consider making monks for that. What great job from Tato to get this mass. The thing is, elephant archers are so hard to kill. And they do more damage than any other unit he could realistically make with range. And another bomber cannon goes down for Hera.
Damn, dude. And those trebs are weak in the north. Tato sees that. He couldn't even kill them with villagers. The siege is lacking here from Hera, and the elephant archers can snipe that.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. Tato's just sniping the bomber cannons. The cataphracts are disappearing. Hera's got a ton more cataphracts and skirms on the way. But Tato is still in this.
He makes another castle at home, bro.
For 2 elephants.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh, jeez. Will you remember the day where Hera made 2 Byzantine castles because of 2 elephants?
Yep.
Wow. Nice shot from Hera, though. We'll save his trebs. Tato's still in stabilized mode, though. That's the thing. And he does not have as much access to gold in the long run.
He doesn't save his trebs. 1 treb goes down.
Ooh.
And now Tato's setting up to attack that castle.
If that castle goes down, all of Hera's ranges are behind there. Could be really awkward for Hera. And Tato loses a bomber cannon to the castle fire.
The elephant archer is sitting under the castle.
Time to get murder holes, Hera. Every Lowy the Legend would have gotten that 10 minutes ago. You gotta get it, bro. Learn a lesson here.
It's worth it. It's worth.
It's killed 8 villagers. And it's obviously distracted Hera as well.
It's denying all those farms, but Hera has 62 on food, so I think he's gonna be fine.
The bomber cannons kill like 10 more skirms. Hera. I really feel like if Hera loses this game, he might be kicking himself for that moment in time where he allowed Tato back into it, right? Tato had time to stabilize.
He should go. Oh, he's doing the landing. Okay, Hera's finally doing the landing on Tato's home island.
That's smart.
And Cataphracts could absolutely wreck all of this stuff. I don't know if he has careening yet. I don't think he does.
Also, there's a unique tech from Tato. That's I always confuse it because we don't see it that frequently.
That's the elephant healing.
The healing on the elephants. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Cataphracts dive in for the bombard cannons. That has been the greatest threat to the skirms from Hera, as we see there. But, Hera's going to have more units on the way. Tato, he's not necessarily going to have that many bomber cannons out there. Maybe that's worth it for Hera. Army count's still significantly higher for Tato. You need a castle at home right now, but you just don't know it if you're Tato, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want that elephant to take out Hera's castle.
I do too. I was just looking at that.
Well, it might take a while. We might take it till we're all out of wood.
Murder holes! It's not happening.
All right.
It's absolutely not happening. We now have the technology to throw rocks on people's heads, specifically elephants.
Oh, man. It's going to go down. Never see that upgrade from the pros, right? Because they typically have an army to deal with something. Still funny to me, Hera dropped the whole castle. I mean, that's a big deal, right? I know Hera's got a lot of castles elsewhere, but a castle on the right side would be super nice for him right now.
It is, but at least it gives you kind of peace of mind at your base, right? Murder holes with the castles, you can farm there in peace. It protects a lot of villagers. Right now, 42 to be specific, and Hera still hasn't loaded into the transport ship, but he's making cataphracts. Might send those forward. However, the elephant archers are pushing.
Oh god, they're stacked.
Big shots.
These elephants just don't take damage, dude.
Medical Corps will heal them up over time.
Skirmishers, elephants continues to be
Might
the
even
comp for
see
Tato.
herbal medicine if they get it. I don't know if they get it, but we might see it.
I'm going to assume no, because I'm just going to blindly guess that elephant civs don't get it, but I just don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Trebs from Tato on the left side. He will actually see Hera's transport if he's really paying attention there. He wants to take out the castle from Hera, obviously. And Tato also stonewalling in the north, so Hera doesn't raid him with cataphracts. A really smart move. Because Tato doesn't have many castles in defense.
If you double-click these elephants, you can really see that healing coming into play,
Yeah,
actually.
big deal, dude. Hera was not prepared on the left side for those Trebs. Tato landing a decent enough bombard cannon shot. No, it was good micer from Hera, and Hera gets some good kills. Tato repairing now, but these elephants are confidently still standing in the fight as Hera's going to lose a castle on the left. Hera's going to have 8 bombard cannons in a moment, though, Dave. 8 bombard cannons. Could deal out some massive damage with those.
Not to the elephants, though. We've seen the attack rounds come in when the elephants are all clustered up, and they're really not doing that much, right? The skirmishers still being pushed back. The castle goes down from Hera, and he puts one further back. And Tato went for a castle at home because he saw the transport ship from Hera. Hera didn't take advantage of the timing he could have seen with that landing on Tato's island.
That's a fair point. Tato also has a decent amount of gold available still. Still has those 3 relics. I don't know where the one relic is that someone hasn't collected. And he sees another castle from Hera. Hera is out of stone now. So if Hera's completely out of stone, you're going to start to see these castles go down, which means he can't make cataphracts anymore. And Tato has to protect the Trebs.
He does have a stone mine underneath that castle, but Tato pushing forward and taking out 1 bomber cannon, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What?
6.
He's taking them out like they're skirmishers here. Tato doesn't care.
Tato's winning this, dude.
Will
He's gonna
take
win this
the
game.
Trebs. It's crazy, dude. And how many people, including myself, would have never gone elephant archers? Elephant archers have been the difference.
In the north, cataphract raid with bombard cannons, random Treb up there as well from Hera. Bomber cannons will go down again potentially to the skirmishers, but that's a good distraction.
Yeah, very good distraction. Nice job from Hera, who still probably has collected more gold in this game. We'll have to check that stat. The castle for Tato has to stand. The elephants have arrived. This is a problem for the cataphracts from Hera. And Tato probably has just enough stone to keep this castle up. But in the meanwhile, that raid from Hera gave him space, gave him time at home. Very nice raid from him.
This is a crazy game. I didn't think anyone could really match up against the Byzantines all that well here, but the elephant archers, man.
Yeah.
You cannot underestimate their power. What number did I say? It needed like 45?
40, yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
It's 8,000 HP that does 11 attack per hit, and then it heals. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, we're watching the HP tick up here. It's impressive when it feels very underwhelming in-game. But when you double-click them and look at all the HP, it's a lot of value you're getting back.
Especially when it's this type of game, too, right? It's not like you're doing this in early imp. It's late game. But skirmishers still do lots of bonus damage. Hera has 60 on food. Hera still has golds and stones in the back he could take.
So many skirms. Oh my god. Do you think like Onager is justified here from Tato?
I was gonna say,
or is it just bombard cannons are gonna always micro those down?
I think both players should consider Onager, Dave. I'm with you. Like, I think there's enough range units out where 1 or 2 Onager shots can make a difference. The bombard cannons aren't as good at that, right? As an Onager is. It should be considered.
Holy.
And this is insane. These elephant archers
are
destroying.
Skirm graveyard here.
Yeah.
Absolute skirm graveyard. Oh my god.
And Hera, he's got to feel like being Byzantines, having elite cataphract, skirm, all these things that are so good for the Byzantines that you so rarely get to. I'm sure there was a part of him that felt like, I can't lose this game before the elephant archers came out. And then maybe he saw the elephant archers. And now he maybe knows. I mean, he's got to use 40 units to send multiple volleys in to kill 1 elephant here. And meanwhile, the faster firing Dravidian skirms are sick.
Bombard cannons are still getting big shots consistently against Hera's skirmishers here. And Tato is mixing in more barracks. We might see Wood Steel come in. We might see that champion switch that he was trying to go into earlier come into play now that the cataphract numbers are low.
That's a good point. I mean, Hera can still make more. He's just been spending a lot of his gold on bombard cannons. I guess maybe it's just like the absolute highest level logic instead of sprinkling in onagers just make more bomber cannons.
Yep.
That's probably just the way they see it and how they might differ.
Oof.
Hera can always toss away more skirms being Byzantines. You can't always make more elephant archers if you're Tato. That number used to be at 40, Dave. It's at 24 now. Hera's making progress here. The progress that at least is acceptable in his mind. With hussars and skirms as the main bulk of his army. Crazy KD.
No, both the bomber cannons survived there for Tato.
He needed to
and he's going to keep them
alive.
firing away. And if you've been tracking these bomber cannons, man, each one of these consistently this whole game has had many kills.
Yeah.
Like Tato has been finding these attack rounds with this unit.
Tato's food eco isn't crazy for that champ switch. Because you got to spend so much food on the elephant archers and on the skirms, right? It's almost an either-or situation.
Have a handcart, too.
Yeah, it could play its role. You're not going to see that upgrade come in, right? Like, at this point of the game, he's not thinking about it. What a battle here.
He's pushing back Hera, dude.
This is crazy.
It's a bloodbath.
This is just crazy.
Bloodbath.
Hera will lose more bomber cannons.
He gets one, he gets two.
Dave, Hera still... Tato's still having golds, right? But for Hera, I wondered, has he scouted the very right side of the island? Yeah, you could see that stone and gold. What a game.
There's a relic there, too.
What a final. Yeah, I was wondering where that was. Hera just, I guess, can't see that area. Maybe he's got like a speck of dirt on that area of his mini-map on the screen.
17, only 18 elephant archers now.
Yeah.
Numbers really, really gone down. And Tato is at 180 pop, but Hera's at 170, and it's only skirms in the queue for him.
And also, Hera only has 2 bomber cannons. So, like, that's been the difference. Nice attack round there from Hera.
Shot.
Yeah, if you have the elephants behind the skirms, then Hera always has to be microing the skirms to focus fire down. Wow, big shots.
I wonder if Tato could get away with, like, cannon galleons attacking the castles on the left from Hera. Also, Hera has a stone underneath that castle that I think he doesn't realize is there because of the visual clutter.
Yeah, he is going to take the stone on the right, though, right? He's got just one on gold. They've also been fighting over a gold, this gold in the middle. That at some point, villagers were taking, but I don't remember who was taking that gold. I'm going to guess Tato. But we're going to be up at 200 population again, folks. And Tato getting more infantry upgrades because he has the time. You know, in the moments like these, if Tato could just get up to like 60 on food, he's actually transporting villagers off of his starting island. He's out of wood there, Dave. Look at the amount of villas he's got to move.
Yeah, delete the lumber camps. Make some more farm space there.
Yeah, that would be your ideal farming space in many ways. Hera's finding a moment to raid with hussars now. Hera's starting to push that castle.
Is this a wood game? And a grand final, best of 9, game number 4.
I mean, maybe. Let me say, I hope not. Right?
Is there a world?
There's a world, dude. Ah, I forgot about it. Thanks for bringing that up, by the way. Trev from Tato trying to hit Hera's bomber cannon on the left. It does not hit the shot yet. Hera has to look at this. So much micro involved right now.
Oh my god, dude. They're playing so well.
How are they both doing this? Like, the Trev's being repaired, the bomber cannon's being microed, the quick walls had to happen. Now Hera's Trebs are exposed, though.
Castle goes down from Tato.
Hera will lose his Trebs, but I think he'll be okay with that because he's taken out that castle. Hera's got 50 or so skirms right now, but it's champions with Woot Steel and also skirmishers and elephant archers. Have we reached the point where the composition for the Dravidians is superior?
I think we've reached the point where Tato's running out of gold.
Yeah, true. Nothing on gold. It has to work now.
I'm looking at Hera's gold, though. He's got 5 bomber cannons in the queue, but still.
Yeah.
He needs to notice that stuff on the right, and he's gone for the monastery. Hasn't gone for the gold.
Yeah, this is the first time... Now, Hera's going to say double mining camp over there. This is the first time where Hera's trash army and the bomber cannon approach isn't good against what Tato's making. Right? Like, champion shred skirms. It's not even close. Hussars, I guess, are okay.
With Wood Steel also shred
Hussars, yeah. Tato's going to push. Tato's going to drop a castle. Tato kills another bomber cannon. If Tato can get that gold, he can make more champs and cannons. He knows he needs to go for it.
Handcart. Big upgrade here for Tato.
There are now carts in hands, people. Carts in hands. 1 hour, 7 minutes into this game. Tato advancing forward, and you can tell he's distracted here.
Get off the castle,
That stupid
Skirm. Get off the castle,
That
Skirm.
stupid Skirm is an imposter.
Deletes it. He deleted it, dude. He deleted it.
And now there's a...
Oh, my God.
Oh, God. Move. Move. Move,
No!
people. Move. There's a castle here. Didn't you see the signs?
Get out of the way.
Under
Thank
construction. Thank you. My goodness. Hera lost all of his hussars, by the way. He's so focused on this. And that castle for Tato finally going to go up to give him access to that gold.
What a ridiculous series of events.
I mean,
Deleted the Skirm.
and then 3 champions said, let me take his place. Dave, Hera has bombard cannons and trebs here. If Hera takes out this castle, Tato will not have gold beyond his 3 relics. Tato needs to find a way to push. I'm worried this castle is a little too ambitious for him.
Oh, man. Hera still fighting back, though. Still has so many skirms. He is potentially losing a bomber cannon on the left side. I think he's going to lose that.
He will lose it. It will go down. Champions are needed. Can you push under a Byzantine castle, Tato? It might be worth it to take as much gold as he is. For now, it might be worth it.
To just repair that.
To just repair this and then, be happy with the gold you brought in.
Yeah. Didn't even have iron casting on the champions.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal, right? You are ignoring armor, but you still want all the attack you can. I'd like to see Hera make more cataphracts.
Gold on the right side too, and that's exactly what he's doing, I think.
Yeah, I don't know if Tato knows about that gold though.
I think he does. Yeah, he was over there earlier.
But
he does.
But also you would assume Hera would have taken it by now, right?
Ooh, repairing the treb doesn't repair it enough.
No.
Hera landed Tato's Island.
With trebs and 2 hussars. Wow.
Big.
And he's trebbing the farms. Well played, Hera, but I mean, it's starting to look better and better for Hera. He's mixing in cataphracts again, which will be great against the champions. Hera has castle set up. He still has bombard cannons. And Tato's gold income is right here in the middle of the battle. What a crazy game. Hera so consistent with his production, regardless of how good the elephant archers look. And now
this
there's
is the end for Tato, I think.
There's
I called
like
it
9
before.
elephants.
Yep, but Hera is just sniping those down. Tato is going to have very limited gold income. The castle at home, I don't think Tato's realized this is happening at all.
Yep.
That's going to go down, and then Hera can just land more cataphracts. He's waiting on the shoreline to do it. He's also going for another castle over on the right side. Tato has found his way to the gold over there, so that's nice, but Hera has 1,200 in the bank.
Yeah, 1,200 in the bank. Can clear that up. Is mixing in more and more cataphracts. Honestly, Dave, I think we're like less than a minute away from Tato's pop dropping down to 120. I know he's got a unit queue, but I think the fights are going to be so bad for him now, once the katas come in, that we're going to see his pop drop. Let's see if I'm wrong. Still is the 3 relics. Is sniping the trebs with villagers and fire ships on his island.
GG.
He calls the GG.
Damn.
With the 170 pop, he calls the GG.
I mean, he knows, man.
Yeah.
He knows. He can't protect his island. All of those villagers are going to be dead soon.
Yeah.
On the home island. He can't make any more elephant archers because he has no gold access.
Yep.
And Hera has had gold access this whole time, and Hera has the cheaper skirms as well. That is an insane hold from Tato initially, and then another insane hold from Hera. And I think at some point, Hera just realized, like, I'm going to win this in the long game.
Yeah.
I'm just going to win this, so I just need to delay as long as possible.
I think he realized that
Beautiful.
the second he picked Byzantines in the lobby, right?
Mm-hmm.
He thinks about that before we even get into the game, because that's Byzantines for you. What he didn't expect was Elephant Archer here. I think that's something that Hera was not... he didn't remember that was in the Dravidian tech tree until he saw it.
Yep.
And we'll maybe, add that to his list of strategies in the future. Honestly, when I look at Tato's game here, I mean, what an incredible game. I think back to that 5-villager castle. Tato had map control without any vision on the sides. And Hera, he had backed up here. He had turtled, and he took a risk. And Hera getting that castle up allowed him to do so many other things, control some of these extra stones and golds. And if that wasn't the case, Tato could have maybe had the golds himself, made more elephant archers, and taken better trades. I mean, look at the res collected. If that doesn't tell you how good Tato's army was. 59k food collected from Hera, 25k gold, and way more stone. And still was losing some of those battles. That was crazy.
Yeah. Beautiful game.
Yeah.
Really, really fun.
And
really nice.
Now, It is a best of 9, so you don't have to win 3 straight here. But now you maybe get a bit worried for Tato because it's not like Tato's underperforming. Like, Tato's playing incredible. And some of these games he's losing, Hera's just been able to hold on barely. And Hera's got to be feeling less stress in the situation now. You have a bit more confidence because you've got those 2 wins over your opponent. What a great performance here. They're going to be right next to each other. Here we are. Tato could afford to lose one more game in this best of 9, but just like we said in the previous one, doesn't want to allow Hera to stack up wins. You've got boars all along this little tree area, the hills, and the players have a horse. So you'll sometimes see the players use the horse to block. You can see Hera's horse, for example, is thinking about that, eyeing up an opportunity. Tato, you better start clicking, dude.
He's going to be fine.
Click faster.
His horse doesn't know left from right.
Dead.
Deadville, never mind. The horse definitely knew which direction it was going, and it was just aiming to be in front of the villager from Tato, and Tato already down 1 villager. Tato will send his horse forward to try and repay the favor to Hera, but it's going to be tough.
Yeah. And that already an advantage to Hera here when he's up 3-1. And we said it before the game started. That is what this map is about. Tato also saw the horse. I think he just believed that he was in a good enough spot to be able to get the job done anyways.
I mean, he will recoup that villager loss because of the melee uptime.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Still, that's an excellent start there for Hera.
I think Hera's going to venture not for the boar, but for the wood. He doesn't want to use the hill. He wants to go beyond it. Out there is where you're going to see a lot of stone and gold and hunt. Players are often expanding there. Is it admin-reable Tato's boar on the right? Because, like, that boar is not fully blocked in.
It's got a path. That's not admin-reable.
It's just annoying.
There's literally a path that can go on the right side.
Yeah. It's just annoying. And honestly, Tato might not even want it because he's going to have 3 boars anyways.
And he's trying to lame the boars forward from Hera. He tried to get one, but Hera pulled it in on time. And now Tato is going to be over here walling in his ville and shooting this one. And that boar will go the extended distance.
Well,
and now he can't
it's out of range. Oh my god, the AoE gods don't... Well, actually, Hera, be careful.
Be very careful
here.
Yeah,
like if he tries to take that boar through that gap, it's not going to end well.
Oh, he doesn't. I thought he would. Yeah, dude, Hera's got some confidence, though. Tristan and Tato gets rolled in now.
No!
He forces it back. He saves the villager somehow. She's only on 1 HP, though. She's trying to wall herself in. The horse is blocking, and Hera is coming from behind with villagers.
And now Hera's trying to take the boar, but now the boar's not cooperating.
He deleted the vill, dude.
Instead of the palisade.
He was trying to get rid of the palisade. Oh my god.
Disaster for Tato. He has 2 units dead. Wait, did he delete the vill?
Because the horse didn't kill it.
Okay, well, it says
the horse has a kill. Hang on a second. The horse can do damage?
What? That's a bug.
Huh?
The horse should... Wait, what? The horse can't attack. It doesn't say the boar has the kill. It didn't credit Hera with the kill. Wait, it did credit Hera with the kill because it's the horse.
It's on the horse.
Yo, that...
Is it one of those units like the king that does a very slow 1 attack
when you're next to something and no one ever knows?
Maybe only if you select it with the villager and then attack it. I think Hera would be just as confused at this situation.
Hera's going to assume it was a delete. Tato, he hasn't said anything.
There is no option to attack villagers with the horse.
You cannot right-click, yeah. I think your guess is some units give off like a little bit of damage in a nearby radius, and you just never see that. But that is the first time I've ever seen a horse kill anything, and there's been a lot of games throughout tournaments over the years with these horses.
That have had horses, yeah.
I mean, I feel for Tato.
It makes sense if you would want a horse to kick a villager in the face, but that's...
You feel for Tato considering the circumstances, right? And I don't know what category that falls into. I think we all just learned a lot. That's possible.
I don't even think Hera meant to do that. I think he was just trying to block the villager.
Exactly.
But if he selected it,
and then the vill
died.
If
he selected it with the villager and then attacked using the villager and the horse in the same group, it probably just targeted that vill. I mean, I saw a clip from the other day and it's being mentioned in my chat now, of a scout attacking a deer, right? Which they shouldn't be able to do, but somehow it managed to bug into doing that.
Moment?
That's
okay.
super unfortunate for Tato. He's probably going to lose that Vil anyway. But
yeah. That's I think the main thing I want to return to. That Vil's dead anyways, right? It's either walled in or it will eventually die. I think you could assume that. So we saw something new there. In the end, Tato just didn't have the Dark Age he wanted, but he does have the Villager lead because he spent less time advancing to the next stage. And he is doing the same strategy his teammate Jordan did in the group stage. He is sneaking an archery range. Hera is opening skirms to counter archers because he saw the gold being mined and he saw the barracks, but he doesn't see the range. And I wonder if Hera's going to realize where that range is here.
Yeah, I don't know if he sees the archers coming in.
Yeah.
I think he'll realize it's snuck because it's nowhere in the middle, and he has vision on all of that. Also killing the Ibex at the back with the spearman. Really nice touch.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of weird things happening right now. The downside, obviously, for Tato, he doesn't have a counter to these skirms. Hera's farming eco looking really smooth right now as he's up here 3-1. He can take his berries as well. Making life awkward for Tato's villagers. Tato, his most vulnerable area is the wood, so he's going to tower that now. This is all part of his strat. Is Hera going to scout with his horse to check the back of his base here? That horse is scouting the right side. He put it on auto scout, Dave. I believe,
Of course it goes to that. Yeah, I mean, of course it goes to that corner if it's on auto scout.
Yeah. So it's going to take a long
that's
time.
Auto Scout's favorite corner, bro.
So auto scout being used here from Hera, not something you'd associate with the pros, but I mean, it does make sense to do it if you can't focus elsewhere. He has no clue it's sneak archers from Tato. None, dude. This could destroy Hera. He's so far away from home with those villagers.
Tato has to wait, though. He has to wait for fletching to come in, and 4 archers and fletching is the perfect combination.
You've
and when he comes into this wood line, he has to be close.
Hera, like, I guess, like, we cast everything, right? So I saw it from Jordan, and that's why it easily came to my mind. He has
from Tato even coming over here.
Oh,
help block.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that might actually tell Hera something's up here. Oh, nope. Oh, here we go.
Not in time.
Hera reacts right away. Wow, very impressive. Because the thing is, Tato still has a lot of army he needs to clear up at his base. That's not going to be fun.
Yep.
He blocks with his horse.
He's going to be distracted. He can't just micro there. He has to micro at home, too.
Hera has no wood. Like, he needs to place a lumber camp here. He actually queued up something.
Tato only killed 1 Vil there. And the skirms are coming back already, and Tato's farms are all being stalled out by these skirms.
Yeah, if you attack a farm, the enemy can't collect resources from it, which is something players will take advantage of. Hera's done a good job here, still has the army. And Tato hoping to eventually defend at home right now. But, like, all these farms are stalled out, like you said, and the scouts was not something Tato was expecting, and Hera's going to find another Vil kill.
His food eco is in shambles, bro.
Yeah.
Now he has to make the decision, do you make Vils or do you make skirms? And that's not a position you want to be in. And now the scouts are here, so his skirms feel pretty useless.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just Hera's eco is so consistent. This is what happens. Like, the downside of this strat, when he was, when Jordan did it, it was Khmer, right? And so he could just hop in and out of houses, and the farms could be anywhere, so he could, like, farm around the woodline or something. But here, it's like, Hera's got him surrounded. And Hera's eco has been incredibly consistent. And he's
got skirms in defense.
Yeah. And Hera still able to pull army over here to defend from this. Tato will feel like he needs more damage than he got there.
Hera's losing skirms to Tato's TC, though. So even for Hera, it's a lot to focus on here. Even for a player like Hera that can manage 15 armies at once, it's a lot to pay attention to. And now Tato will drop the market. He's got some farmers working once more. Still has not been producing villagers, though. Almost 3 minutes of idle TC time now.
And, like, one mistake, when this archer range is back here and producing, one mistake, and you lose 5 Vils. Right? For Tato, it's like, his eco's inefficient, but his villagers are generally going to be pretty safe here. I love how Hera's played it, though. I imagine with the Romans, his eco is ridiculous. He's collected 1,000 more resources, dude. That efficiency bonus is wild. And combined with Hera's ability to expand his eco, it is, too. Still doesn't know.
A lot of weak fills around for Tato as well, so he has to be careful.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to add up, right? Maybe pick poles for this strategy so your villagers are healing over time. Such a good job from Hera to find damage where there's not a lot of opportunity, right? It's good patience. Sometimes you want those kills, but you have to accept it's not possible. Still doesn't know the range is back there. Like, Tato could go right to the wood line again. Hera brought all his skirms forward, but Tato doesn't want to do that because he feels like Hera's waiting for him.
Yeah, he brought his archers back.
Yeah.
Hera now getting wheelbarrow, which will be great for running away from raids, potentially. Also good for the amount of farms he has set up, which is 21.
Yeah, but
it's a disgusting amount of farms.
Where
and he's got a lot of scouts right now, too.
In theory, if Tato starts to push this area, that is where that farming eco is.
Skirm Scout. Like,
yeah.
And Hera's going to get the upgrades for his Scout because his farming eco is insane. Tato wisely buys stone for another tower on the gold, but the Scouts are coming in.
The Scouts, the timing has to be right. Think Tato can complete this tower. Forging's not in yet. Tato might lose just one villager here. Hera, the grouping, though, runs right through. And the tower's going to go up. That tower is actually... Hera's got to be careful here. He could lose a lot more scouts than you might expect, but he does have armor. And armor means he's going to take the fight. He's
found the archers as well. He's found the archers at the back from Tato, and he's going to clear them all up with his skirms. At the same time, he's taking the fight against the villagers. This could be the GG moment, and it is. Hera going up 4-1 over Tato. An unfortunate start for Tato, and then just didn't find the value he needed from that sneak range.
That's so good, right? Yeah, the sneak range. You know, when Tato did that, he didn't really block all that well. I think he was distracted with those archers. He certainly was idle. Like, his efficiency was awful this whole game, and Hera... getting the armor timing, getting the forging timing, hitting this area while also defending simultaneously is so good. And
using all the skirms, instead of running around looking for villagers, he's using them to stall out like 6 farms at the same time. And so Tato's food eco is not there. He has 3 minutes of idle TC time. He can't keep up economically, especially after losing 2 vills early. And he can't keep the skirm production up. So Hera is free to farm himself and go into scouts. And that was just a wonderful display from Hera there. Using multiple armies and expanding his eco in the center where he knew he was safe.
Massive concerns for Tato now because the previous game was so close, right? And we could have come into this being 2-2. He then loses it, and then everything in this game that could have gone wrong went wrong. He lost the villager at the start. He then lost the villager to the horse, apparently. I actually want to look at that real quick, if I could find it.
It did die to it. It did. It might be one of those units as well where if it's attacked, it automatically attacks back. There's just some weird unit relationships in AoE 2.
Yeah. That would probably not be explored because this might be the first time it's happened.
I mean, there's probably going to be a T-West YouTube video about it in the next few days, so stay tuned, I suppose.
So it's 1 HP. I'm watching it real quick. I noticed that Hera stood like over top of it somehow. Yeah, so it got attacked, Dave. I think what you said is probably it. Yeah. So Tato attacked it, and then the villager from Tato immediately died. So it might be, I don't know how much damage it is, but apparently if you attack that, it does do some damage in return. I mean, I can't blame the horse for defending itself. But just to circle back in all seriousness, just how are you supposed to have belief you're going to win 4 straight now if you're Tato after a game like that? It's got to feel real bad to be him right now.
Yep.
Here we are, game 6 now. This is a best of 9. Hera up 4-1. Tato goes for his last pick, Ethiopians. My thinking is, you rip the Band-Aid off early. You use one of your weaker civs. Save your strong stuff to give you a real solid chance at 4 straight victories here. And, well, Ethiopians, strong archer civ up against the Mayans. Strong archer civ, but better eco, Dave. So that's going to be the complicated thing here.
What do you open with if you're Tato?
Depends on how he's feeling. These days on Arabia, we're not seeing militia be very good. And I found 9 villager starts on Arabia to almost always just be like fast feudal range. So I think maybe fast feudal archers, and then you adapt from there. Probably a pretty boring game strategically for us because it might just be the same thing for both. But if you have the faster firing archers versus the cheaper archers, you need your archers to take the better engagements. So that's what Tato will shoot for. Also, if you're going to play open and all in here, Dave, Ethiopian outpost. Don't call stone. We might see Tato just play open with outpost for crazy vision. And
they're
from what I'm
honestly
hearing-
underused. I feel like people forget that bonus all the time. Once they remember it, then you'll see like 20 outposts going down.
Yeah. It's like extra vision and also doesn't cost stone.
Yeah.
The problem is when players play Arabia, they want to play behind walls. And so...
Careful with this bill!
Oh, God.
Oh my god, dude.
Well, good thing he's not... There's no horse here. to go sneeze on him.
Rhinos definitely fight back if attacked. Definitely.
Yeah. I think there's a chance that Tato tries something funky with a fast castle, but I think because it's a Tato thing, you get the plus 100 food, plus 100 gold when you get to the next stage. But it's got to be
already
too
going
risky.
to go. He's already going to guild here, only with one villager though.
That's enough.
And is making more vills. Okay,
Fast castle.
I
might
be.
I like Tato's brain. So the thinking here is actually knights if it is FC. I still don't think it is.
Yeah, I don't think so either. It looks like he's planning on going up here without Loom.
Yeah.
To Feudal Age, and he is. Hera actually got Loom. So many people have been saying Hera's grand plan is to consistently go up without Loom, never get punished for it, so that other players think it's good, and then he can punish them for not having Loom. That's the theory. That's like the iceberg, the deep lore, you know?
That person really was thinking hard there.
Oh, it's multiple people, dude. It is multiple people. It is a whole conspiracy theory.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. But for now, gets Loom. I wonder when he got Loom. I guess he just researched it, right? Because with the 9-Ville start, you don't have to get it right away with the Mayans.
Yeah, he just got it, yeah.
Okay, yeah. The barracks from Tato. And Tato's resources, they're going to be set up.
This eagle could kill some vills if Hera's paying attention.
Especially the gold villager.
The
Tato
gold
needs
one?
to wall that or run. Actually, what you do is you let Hera run through there, and then you wall both sides. Whoop!
Or you just quick wall.
Or you just do that, yeah.
Yeah, you're just good at the game, I suppose. Lame.
Double range from Tato? Like, he could have clicked up way faster. He's going to have tons of food and gold.
Yeah.
What's the plan here? Look at these resources, man. It's rare to see double archer range. But if it's double range, I wouldn't hate it. It might just be archer range blacksmith for Tato. Here comes Hera's Eagle. And Hera's Eagle looking for villager kills on unloomed villagers from Tato. But Loom is about to come in. Hera just passing.
Doesn't want to take the fight. Yep. Interesting. He saw the range, though, and has all the information he needs, and Tato's going to see the range from Hera. No surprise there. Here we go.
So, again, strategically, very boring right now. Execution-wise, hard to appreciate how complicated this is about to get, but the timings are everything. These guys collectively have probably played like 40,000 Arabia games, with Hera being 30,000 of that.
Against MBL.
Against MBL, yeah. I'll give Tato 10,000. I think that's conservative. Walls for Tato on the left side. May go up, and this should be a dead eagle for Hera. Eagle is weaker than a scout at this stage, and there's also the archers, so Hera trades off as much HP as he can. A nice find there from Tato. Hera's going to be left in the dark for a bit now.
It's a really good early snipe, and that's a big wall over to the left side. And if he wants to, have some vision on the right side, well, he's already got full vision. He knows that woodland extends the edge of the map, and he could go for a big, big wall to fully secure this corner.
Dave, it's like from what we can see, you kill the opponent's eagle. You go forward, you see the opening, you go in, you kill the villager, there's opportunity, your walls will go up. But Tato doesn't want to take the risk to do that. And he will see Hera's
going to
army.
wall up.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of MBL, here comes the big, big walls from Hera. Although there is a hole on the far right side of Hera's base, which he will probably click a villager out and discover.
He'll probably check. If he's super lucky, that ostrich will bug out and like run behind there or something. But yeah, I mean, we knew this is going to be Archer War, right? And I think there's going to be huge temptation from both to just go for the market, sell their stone, buy food, and go Castle Age here. I think it's just all in crossbow. And then it could maybe be something else, but I just don't see it. There's Hera's market. Like, he already knows.
Does he click this villager out? The wall is about to be complete. He probably just takes the... Oh, he clicks it out.
He clicks it out. Yep. Smart move. And then I think what's important for Hera to do is house wall that entire opening. Tato will probably do the same where his gold is, where the market. But market will go up for Hera faster. This is Arabia with Archer Civs in 2023. Walls, market, and crossbow timings. But sneaky archers from Hera. He's going out blind. Look at Tato's archers. What the... Are they on a treadmill?
They're moving, dude. These boots were made for walking.
That's new pathing, by the way, folks. If you missed that most recent patch, new pathing, people are real excited
He
about
might
it.
find the archers. I mean, he could have lost this villager easily, and he still could, but he's going to find these archers from Hera. His archers do fire faster.
Yeah, and
Should
this
be
could be
favored
nice.
in this micro war.
Yeah, should definitely be favored. He might go out losing too much more, but Hera's micro good. Tato leaving the weak archer there out in the front, but I guess in the end, an engagement that Tato will, in the end, be pretty comfortable with. Saves the scout.
Save the scout.
Nice.
Yeah, that's good.
Distract with it. Act like you're going to attack with it.
Don't. He acted too hard. The acting was excellent. Honestly.
I love how emotionally invested you were in that scout staying alive, though.
Bro, look at his exploration. That scout on 1 HP could explore the entire map.
No,
and it's not just about finding the resources. You also boost your score, so Hera subconsciously thinks you're doing better than you actually are.
No, but you explained it perfectly. I'm just saying I appreciate it. That's all. I'm not judging you.
Yeah.
So Hera's not up yet. There he goes. And Tato is. It's going to be 2 rangers. Remember, the Mayan resources last longer. Mayan archers are cheaper. So Tato just with that 1 range now. And no outposting. It doesn't cost stone, dude. And it gives you tons of vision. I think there should be an outpost on Tato's woodline. That could really help him. Hera wouldn't be able to make outposts because his outpost would cost stone. But Hera knows this is going to be a crossbow war. Hera gets hit on the wood line.
Does he get the Vil? Huh? Hit!
Super close. Hera may send his archers out here in a second. So I'm assuming ballistics here could easily see siege be justifiable. I've seen games where players will go ballistics and siege when they sell their stone like this.
Hera getting pulled off wood a little bit. That's kind of annoying, but once again, coming around with those archers. And Tato is not going to see this until they're right behind him. He might see with that trailing archer.
That's
he
nice.
does. Okay.
That's really nice.
That was
find.
really, really good. He could have lost this whole army for free.
Yep. It will be 7 archers versus Tato's 7. Obviously, Tato's archers have seen war, though, so they're a bit
And he finds the
scarred.
hill.
Yep. And Tato will not leave that hill. He will hit Castle Age first. You just stay on that hill, and then you wait with the other archers. Get your upgrades. Just a question of if Hera wants to stick around here. Hera has a moment before upgrades come in, but there's still better archers. There's still faster firing archers here for the Ethiopians.
Bodkin, you just gotta stay on this hill until Bodkin completes.
Yep.
Also, crossbow would be really useful. We see a university behind from Tato, so that's exactly what it is.
Well, Tato, maybe some fatigue setting in here. These archers in a
saves them.
position, saves them
maybe?
nicely. Yeah, very well played.
Yep. Oh, it's tense, man. I
And now
can feel how
it's-
tense
and now
it
it's
is. Now
ballistic.
there's the university for
Yeah.
Hera. Okay, the dance begins.
Yeah, Hera's going to have to out-micro ballistics. Hera will have more crossbows, but he's later to these upgrades. And he's got the superior eco being the Mayans. But Tato's hitting these timings nicely. Hera cannot tower. His gold is right behind there. Tato knows this. And here we go. Ballistics used to be an upgrade. That'd mean you'd hit every shot, but these days players are able to dodge the projectile anyways.
Usually hit the first shot you take on the crossbows that are moving.
Yeah, because
And
Hera doesn't know
ballistics was
ballistics
not
is
in there.
yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Hera will start to move his units a bit differently.
Meanwhile, the woodline getting idled a little bit, and Hera loses that first crossbow, and he'll know soon enough.
Yeah.
Ballistics is in.
Yeah, Tato. Yeah, Tato has fewer numbers here. Micro is so important for Tato. Ethiopians,
Beautiful.
his last pick. Ballistics paying off. This is what Tato needs. This is against the Mayans, a civ that is a do no wrong civilization, a civ that does so well. So many different scenarios. Soon, ballistics will be in for Hera, though. As again, the micro from Tato is insane here.
Oh, they're dancing now.
Oh,
they're
now
dancing
let's see the
Hera is
difference.
an expert at this. Tato takes
Tato!
another one. Okay. Hera dancing. Hera splitting now in front. He's feeling it.
Nice shot
He's
from Tato.
really feeling it. Good trade overall for Tato.
But as
a
Hera,
good defense from Hera, and 2 Vils dead.
Yeah, I was gonna say he was doing the dance of death on his wood line, right? Because he didn't notice that. And, there's a temptation here, Dave, when you kill villagers like that and you have momentum to boom. There always is. But I feel like you and I have seen Ethiopians get
Morville?
overrun many times. So let's see what Tato chooses to do. 2 more villager kills there. And more crossbows coming forward from Tato. Hera does not want to react like this, but he's forced to. This is an area that is extremely exposed. That wall helped with feud lage armies. Cast lage armies, not so much.
Does Tato come forward for siege here?
Could do it.
What
Could do
is
it.
his next step? He's going out to stone, so he might be thinking TCs.
Yeah.
He has killed 4 villagers.
Yep. If you start to boom, it becomes more difficult to focus on the fights as well. Now, Tato's done an excellent job on the fights. He has the hill here. He doesn't want to leave it. And Hera's micro is disgusting here
so
against the ballistic crossbows. And now crossbows from Tato, they're going to find the wood line, and Hera notices. So both players still having to micro their groups. This is not easy. Hera's numbers, though, in military climbing as he now is just full focus on army. And I could see Tato potentially having some problems if the fight's not better on the wood line here. Not too bad in the end. He's still not microing them like Hera's microing his crossbows, though.
Hera also had that +2 armor in, so
Yep.
kind of made a difference in these fights, and Tato's going to find that siege workshop. Don't know if Hera can get that up. He might lose another villager here.
Oh, that's big. That's big, because that tells Tato it's coming as well.
She's going to survive.
Yeah, she's going to survive. But will the crossbows survive? You sacrifice the positioning of the crossbows. I think Thumb
Hera
Ring
now
is
with
a
a
must
crossbow
here.
lead.
Like, maybe
Yeah,
I'm
I
wrong
think
because
so
you don't
too.
have the food eco, but especially
Yeah.
if your Siege Workshop just got denied, I think getting Thumb Ring, but it's pretty expensive, right? It does cost food, and they don't really have the best of food ecos. Look at that KD.
Well, Hera has 4 Vils queued, so he could unqueue some.
Yeah.
And maybe think about crossbow, but he adds another archer range. Archers are cheaper for him, so
Also a TC for him. 43 villagers versus 49. Hera could catch up in that regard. Hera going to move forward. Tato will add siege at home. Is pop capped at the moment. His wood line is really awkward right now, Tato. He's actually going to leave it entirely as Hera thinks about advancing up the hill. And Tato's going to dance for us now as well. And Hera's going to dance his way up the hill. Is it worth it? Is it worth it?
beautiful, isn't it? It's beautiful, isn't it, though? Is it worth it? I don't know, but it's entertaining to watch. I love it. Hera
Yeah.
loses the army there.
Yeah, Hera felt like, after a couple good split micro moments, he could micro his way up the hill. Didn't work out for him there. And
Tato's
here
on the wood line again.
comes Tato to the wood line. That's enough to one-shot the Vils. 2 more Vils down. Now, Hera's going to dance these guys away, but Hera has not killed a single villager this game. He's now lost 8 against Tato.
Another TC for Tato. Woodline is still ugly. He's got the Mangonel pushing forward, and now he's going for those outposts.
Tato's playing insane today. I just want to say
He
it,
is.
right? Like, we don't know.
He is.
Right
But,
now,
I
the
mean,
4-1
Hera-
scoreline
Yeah.
might
Shows
indicate...
how well Hera's playing, I
Yeah,
think.
exactly. I don't want to... But, like, for anyone who just got here seeing this, like, this is Arabia, and it's insane, and everyone plays Arabia all the time on Ranked. The series has been incredible from both of them. The Hera just refuses to break, right? And Tato has the eco lead, but...
Hera finding these crossbows,
Hera's
13
gonna
against
find it.
9. And he's got the hill now. Tato not paying attention there, splitting away from some of the shots, loses another one. He's back on the wood line again on the right side, and more dead villagers for Hera.
Yeah, the same problem as before. Hera's microing in other areas. He's microing against Siege, actually. But his wood line, he took losses. Okay, let's get the clear up in the south. There's 3 different areas to look at. And they still have to remember to produce villagers as Hera tries to micro down the Siege. But Tato's got 2 mangonels, Hera. You're crazy. You're crazy, dude. This is
Hera.
This is up 4-1.
He's not crazy.
We got this.
It's Hera. Oh my god, dude. If he's going to take out one. It's just whether he takes out both of them. He's got a mangonel of his own coming. 1 mangonel going down. That's only 5 crossbows, by the way. Gets a shot off with his own mangonel. And
1 for 1. Oh, he just...
Yep.
Okay.
reset.
Listen, that's not
Insane.
quite like highlight reel stuff. But You know, could have been a whole lot worse there for Hera. Nice timing.
That
He's up to
engagement
14
right there,
crossbows.
If the rest of the game didn't tell me already, that engagement tells me that Hera's really feeling it right now.
Yeah, dude. There's no...
Like, he's really confident right now.
I would like to think, though, if it's 3-3, he doesn't do that. You know? He's like,
yeah.
Actually, maybe I should be a little less courageous here. What about Tato's eco behind this? With the Ethiopians,
really solid, dude.
3 TCs.
I mean, it's going to be like that when you kill 11 villagers without losing one of your own, right?
But, like...
Once again, the dancing happening here.
Yeah, the micro is so good from Tato. And the army count, look at the split micro. Hera's going to lose this fight, most likely anyways. We'll see how much he wants to dance. And he's dancing,
he wants
all right.
to dance.
Tato just advances up the hill, gets more kills, and the KD 66 kills for Tato, 48 for Hera. The crossbow count's the same, and I see that gold position from Hera, and I think that's the type of area that decides this game, dude. Like, that TC is so vulnerable if Hera starts to lose fights. Hera's got to make sure he has map control here. Big attack round from Tato, misses. Hera dodging, but he's got to guess which side the shot will come in at. Kind of splits into the shot. Tato has another opportunity. And great defense from Tato as he lands.
Tato's kind of
hits
stabilized a little bit here. He's still got really good archer or crossbow production.
Yeah.
Hera's not able to keep all of his ranges queued at once. He is producing from 3 TCs, but Tato still has the villager lead.
And we might be thinking about Imperial Age right now if you're both players. But that's Imperial Age to upgrade your archers, right? And so if you lose your archers, if you lose your mass, you will still have big problems here. Hera's got 2 mangonels. It's about to be 2 for Tato as we now see Thumbring as well. So good luck. Now this gets a whole lot more difficult for Hera to out-micro the crossbows. Because the accuracy goes up and the firing speed. And the firing speed has already been really good for these crossbows.
It's already boosted from Ethiopians.
And the Vision Dave, that outpost. Look at that from Tato. I love that. And that's specific to Ethiopians, right? I guess Byzantines could have the town patrol, but you're still spending more resources for those outposts.
I mean, I don't even think he has town watch, dude. Does he? No, he doesn't.
The devs, like, basically the outposts were always good, but the devs made them cheaper, so people would start to do it. Oh, Hera realizes he hasn't been spotted! And he's going to go right into Tato's eco. Disastrous for Tato.
That vision, and he still didn't see.
Oh... And now he could get distracted, Dave, and this could be Hera's moment. Both players thinking about a castle. Tato with the micro, though. Good micro from Tato here and from Hera. Hera's in the TC now, or he's getting hit by the TC. So the sneak actually, not something he was able to pay attention to. Big moment in the game with 650 stone for both players. Hera could take the hill.
Mangonels. Yep, Mangonel down from Tato. Hera is advancing on this hill. He's got enough stone for a castle. 1 Mangonel goes down. Tato's still trying to fight this. He cleared up the crossbows, like you said, behind. He's got more crossbows coming in towards that wood line that he's hit before, consistently.
Yeah, he has.
So Hera could lose a bunch of villagers. He's also on the other wood line that he's hit previously. But this castle from Hera could be devastating. How much time until that Mangonel comes out here from Tato? It's only at 32%.
Do you contest it if you're Tato? You're down 4-1. It could be a big momentum swing. I don't think you contest it. I think it's just too much.
I think you just have to go for a castle of your own in Imperial Age and try and take that position back somehow.
But, like, you know, there's a gold underneath that, right? That you can't take anymore. The other gold's kind of in the back of your base, which is nice. But yeah, I think you're right. I mean, you could also make it really scrappy and try and go for a forward castle at Hera's base. But I don't see an easy path to get there or a castle spot that would be ideal.
Tato does.
Oh,
I don't know about that spot, but there is a way. Where there's a will, there's a way, Tristan, and you called it.
So you've got to defend then with Siege at the same time and hope not to run into a castle. And Hera, he's not going to have the army to be able to defend this. This will allow Tato into Hera's base. I think we might see Hera build a castle in his own eco here just to protect things.
Ooh.
Oh,
that wood
tons
line
of crossbows.
Is very exposed, and I think Tato should just snipe fills here. 100%.
He's too busy right now, so his crossbows are just on stand grounds. But fortunately for him, he's going to find the kills. His castle's going to be on the way up. Good siege micro from Tato and from Hera. Hera again going against another Mangonel, and he will get the snipe there. Hera hasn't clicked up to Imp yet. Tato has, but Tato's castle will be making trebs from the front. And Hera's Imp TC
is that
that one.
You know what, though? Tato might target the one in the middle.
Yeah. Well,
because he thinks that's the MTC, but now he's going to be targeting the castle. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's fine. Just something to think about. We've seen it before. Tato expanding to another gold in the north. Love to see more outposting there, right? Like, having vision on that area would help Tato so we could keep those vills alive.
Skirms are coming in there, too.
But, you know, with chemistry, a possibility for Tato. With crazy resources, Tato's got a good crossbow count. Bracer chemistry, crossbows will kill the skirms. Hera's not really pushing right now.
Tato feels like he needs a castle at home, though.
Yeah, he does.
Because that's wide open still into the middle of his base, and if he can't push back that castle in the center, he's going to run into issues.
Hera needs to micro well here on the front. He's losing his crossbows. Tato dodging, getting hit. Nice job, Hera. But the mangonels and the skirms for Hera are not going to be very effective once Tato gets the upgrades. Love how Tato just put his crossbows inside of his castle. That is so many additional arrows hitting Hera's castle right now.
Yep. Really, really nice. Hera's still a minute away from Imperial H. Tato will go for trebuchets right away. He's buying some stone, it looks like. No, he's just collecting with 14 bills. They're dropping off now. So he almost has enough stone for a castle defensively if he wants to go for that route. Hera is now making the switch into infantry.
This is so good. The thing is about Hera's infantry switch, he had all of the time on the way to Imp to think about these upgrades. So I think clearly he was pretty comfortable with Skirm Mangonel until he saw the Imp time from Tato, and now he's just going to back out from that idea. And you're going to see why. Look how fast these skirmishers go down. Hera's micro is insane, but the skirms don't stand a chance now until they have Imp upgrades.
Now in from Hera. The villagers are on the run. The skirmishers still can't take that fight there. But Tato still doesn't have a way to make trebs at home.
Yeah.
So right now, all of his trebs are going to be focusing on that castle in Hera's base. And Hera is not repairing that yet.
Also, you need a castle to get El Dorado, right? I wonder if Hera clicks El Dorado before Elite Eagle. Just so he gets it in time. It's such an expensive upgrade to add that extra HP. And yeah, he's going to get it now. I like the move. I think we could say, oh no, why do that? Because he might not be able to afford Elite Eagle. But El Dorado is a must to have any chance.
El Dorado is insane. Oh, all the Arbalists are stacking up. Hera's trying to get a big hit on this. Tato sees it in time.
Yeah, nice little headshot there for Hera. But this is what we said, right? The Imperial Age upgrades on these Arbalists are just insane. And Hera can't find gold. He's going to have El Dorado for extra HP, but no Elite Eagle. And I don't know if that's going to be enough. His castle could also get trebbed down in the middle, which gives Tato more space. Hera's TCs are getting trebbed by that one treb from Tato. What a great game from Tato thus far. Let's see if he can finish Hera off here.
There is also a solution, an easy solution that Tato has to Eagles. I mean, the Arbalists are going to do well against them with El Dorado, but Showtells produce extremely quickly. He's got the economy right now, res in the bank to make them.
Yep.
And he's got 2 castles.
Dude, without Elite Eagle, these things die so fast.
Yeah,
I understand why Hera did it.
Eat.
Yeah, I know why Hera did it, because I think if it was Elite Eagle without El Dorado, that he would have problems. I mean, they're still doing pretty good without Elite. But unfortunately for him, Tato's eco lead was so good, and Tato didn't really seem bothered by Hera's forward castle. He did such a good job to just avoid any bad conflicts there.
It was such a nice play to come forward with his own. That was a good call by you.
Yeah. I like the decision. Castled in from Tato. Will get his gold, and you mentioned the Showtell when you mentioned that there's counters out there to these Eagles.
Oh, Elite Eagle, wow. Sold the barn to get that. Oh my goodness.
Look at his gold. His gold is like 1 or 2 steps away from being completely destroyed. He needs those Eagles now.
And then we'll see the classic Hera play now. 2023, right? You just send villagers to the opposite side of the map, try and boom up.
Yep.
And out-boom the damage that your opponent is doing to you. But Tato still has Arbalists in that area, and he's moving them towards those villagers that are going out towards that gold. He's still got Trebs working away on the buildings at home, and he's getting the second armor upgrade, and the Showtells are coming in.
Yeah, they've been spotted here. And the thing about Showtells is they have so much high base attack already that you don't really need that many upgrades. Yeah, Woodline's getting massacred here. These things, they're going to shred through the villagers, and they're going to shred through the Eagle Warriors as well, and take us to the next game. Wow. And
that was such a technical match of Age of Empires in terms of execution.
Yeah, and execution.
The micro had to be on point in like 5 different areas with those fights. They had to have the timings for when to add the next ranges, when to go forward with the castle, when to get ballistics, etc. And Tato just used the extra attack speed from Ethiopians perfectly. And honestly, just had a little bit of a better approach here than Hera.
If you poll people, poll the community, who's the best Arabia player, pretty sure their response would be Hera.
Yep.
You don't see Tato play ranked games as much. He's more of a chill guy when it comes to ranked and having fun. He is a beast on Arabia as well. And he used his very last civilization on the draft against one of Hera's higher picks, which is very nice now because there's a defeated symbol for Hera on some of his favorite civs, and Tato's still, in theory, saving more civilizations to possibly pull this off. Now, Hera still needs one more win from the next 3 games. Still massive advantage to Hera here. But that says a lot about Tato's attitude and his confidence. So many people, after how certain things went, remember how close the migration game was, the horse attacking in the Alpine game. Like, so many people get frustrated, and it affects their performance. I mean, that could have been the first game for Tato for all we knew.
Yep.
So well played.
I don't recall ever seeing a game where we saw that many different ballistics dodging archer fights.
Yeah, it's been a long time, dude.
In like areas. You can see that with the main group of crossbows quite a bit in the middle of the map, but that was so many different areas.
Yep.
So many different fights. How do you even keep that straight? That's wild that both of those guys managed to perform like that.
I agree. Game 7 coming up. Best of 9. Remember, folks, Tato needs 3 straight to win. If Hera wins 1, Hera is champion. They're in the next game already. It looks like it'll be Kawasan. And here we are, game 7, in a best of 9. Malians for Tato, Persians for Hera. Hera will have the docks that have the greater work rate and more HP. So you're thinking Malians should transition to land here.
Yeah, I just think you have to take the initiative somewhere with the Malians, and it's going to be really, really tough on the water battle because you can never clear up their dock, which means you're going to be stuck there forever, right?
Yeah, I think like if they come to kill your fish, contest with them initially, but prepare to eventually lose it. Like, don't just give up water. You have to make a navy. Ooh, nice hit there from Tato.
First hit for Tato. And he's protecting his villager by staying in this little area. Hera gets one back, though.
This also tells me Hera is likely going to dock here. And now, Hera has the stronger scout. Tato actually misclicked his dock villager. It's been a long series.
Yeah.
And, okay, he's fine. Maybe it was intentional.
Dock from Hera.
That'll
tell Tato that Hera is likely going to be here as well.
Yeah. Yep, I agree. The scout would not come over here for Hera otherwise. So I think I would prefer the Persians with that because the dock advantage is there. But what do you think of Malians? It's just how much you can do with so little resource, right? And all your wood buildings are discounted. The houses, the lumber camps, and that, of course, translates into the barracks and the archery range. Now, it's very rare here to ever see a player go scouts. And it feels weird because you've got the elephants, the buffaloes, the fish. You think the food's going to be there. But the reason for that is you're going to have so many villagers on wood and gold anyways for the water battles. It then just feels so much more convenient to leave the villagers there and spend the same resource on archers.
Also, like, what happens if your opponent walls their wood line and whatnot? Yeah. Then you have a long, slow transition into range units where you can actually do damage. Also, they're likely not stretching out for food sources, giving you opportunities because their food is on the water. And if you invest into scouts, you're not going to have the resources to contest that water. So Tato will confirm that Hera is here with a fishing ship.
And going to fish.
He knows.
And just one fishing ship for him and one fishing ship for Hera. So this is
another dock.
Amazing for Hera.
Another dock for Tato.
I like it. He might just, like we mentioned, contest a little bit so Hera can't easily add fishing ships. But wow, Tato's going to abandon that dock with his villager and go to the other side. And, you know, if there's ever a weakness for Hera...
Hera might miss this just by a couple tiles if he tasked his scout back to his base. He's already explored most of the shoreline. Oh, I knew it, dude. I knew it. He's going to miss it by a few tiles, and he's going to be pretty confident. Like, oh, he doesn't have a dock over there.
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah. And like, how many times do you think Hera has seen someone do this? He probably hasn't seen it. He's assuming, oh, one dock opening is what everyone does. I'm going to go 2 docks to kill it. This is really nifty from Tato. It gives him an opportunity to maybe invest into land and have some sneaky fishing ships that Hera's not going to have any vision on. Now, of course, for Hera, this is still insane because he's going to kill Tato's fish and dock, and then he has 2 docks to add fishing ships. So I still prefer Hera's position.
Well, he doesn't see the villager anymore.
Yeah, that's
which
true.
kind of tells him that Tato doesn't really want to fully invest onto this, which will either tell him one of 2 things. Like, either he's investing on the land, or he's docked the other pond, but I've already explored that, so it's not likely that he's docked the other pond. But then again, I'm getting to feudal age a long time before him, so what's going on?
Yeah, and he's going to see the
barracks.
I think the timing on the barracks might actually, like, in theory, it could tell Hera a little bit more, because Hera hasn't seen the wood investment. I think Hera will find that dock. It only seems logical that that's going to be there.
Yeah. From
what he's seen. And he's already sending a villager to the other side, but he too's going to add a barracks, and already you're kind of seeing the pros and cons of this map, right? Hybrid maps are like this. Tato's going to go demo in that dock, hoping to kill Hera's fishing ships.
Or the villager.
Yeah.
I think the villager is probably more consistent.
The pathing's actually really awkward if you click along the shoreline. Look, Hera still doesn't see it. he's like, hold on, I haven't checked this one area. But if he clicks beyond
the way Tato walled off, look, he keeps going back there.
Dude, the path... And it's not the
he's
game...
waiting. He honestly might be waiting as the demo comes in for Tato, and he's going to get only one fishing ship. Damn. He might be waiting for Tato to come out there with a villager.
Yeah. I mean, the reasoning, he's clicking to the other side of the trees, but it has his scout go the whole way around because of where Tato walled. That's honestly unfortunate for Hera, as Tato's coming forward to the middle with an archer range right now.
Interesting. He's also got the fire galley coming out of the dock on the right. Dude. Will he be able to stall this out? No. That Persian dock is going to be there for a while.
Yeah, but you have something there. But that'll also tell Hera that there's fish there, that he somehow missed. So Hera will feel good about adding the dock now. And Hera now using his scout. And Hera's going to see the
archer range. Oh, man, great
but he
scouting
loses the
from him.
He loses the dockville.
Oh, nice. Tato sent the scout over there. I was wondering how.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So Tato with middle control. Hera with a really nice base. Oh my god. Like, it's normally hard to wall this map, but he can wall in towards the TC to protect everything here except that stone. That's going to make life much easier for him. Scout conflict. These guys remember each other from the Dark Age, and both scouts choose to separate again.
So Tato is going to have a couple archers. He made the mill so he can make the market now. He can or has the ability to go for that. Do you see a world in which he, like, buys his way up to Castle Age and tries to get it? Well, I said it again. Do you see a world?
Yeah, I noticed.
Where he buys his way up to Castle Age. Gets another fishing ship with a demo, by the way.
I think on this map, no. Like, this map is all about how good your food eco is in the mid-game. And, like, you're just so exposed all the time, unless you're Hera and have this easy wall off, which is just insane. You know, I just think you got to transition into farms here. Like, obviously the market will be helpful in some ways, but it's not like the previous game where getting the Castle Age slightly faster does everything for you. I do like the long-term comp potential here, as well as Hera kills the scout. Did get 5 gold for that kill, by the way, because you get 5 gold when you kill a unit with Persian cavalry.
With Persian cavalry.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was actually going to bring up that it's not going to happen here anymore, obviously, but, like, if you're about to lose units to Persian cavalry, you should delete your units, so you don't give them the gold. Right? Like, if you're going to lose a scout war, you should delete your scout.
I'll take an extra hit from a knight or whatever before deleting it.
All right. Like, if it was, like, a 5-person co-op where, like, one person's in charge of... 2 people are in charge of eco, 3 people are in charge of army. One of those army guys would be the deleter right there. But then you'd be like...
Listen.
Then he'd misclick.
Listen, number one, I don't want a guy on my team named the Deleter, okay? unless he's like deleting the enemy's eco or something. I don't want that.
Okay,
right?
fair,
That just seems,
fair.
It's a weird role to have as a teammate.
I feel
First
like it would...
starts with the units, and then where are you going to go? TC? Wonder?
Hey, listen, man. I mean, I'm just saying, it's something to think about, all right? Strategy. Nice fires here from Tato as he hopes to defend his fish. And again, what a nice shot from him. It could have turned into a game where he didn't have fishing ships. And he's had 2, while Hera's had the 4. Obviously, he killed some from Hera as well. Now, Hera has taken this insane map and played it in a way as he loses his
nice
fires
demo.
there. There's a delete right there, kind of, sort of. But Hera's taken this insane map, and he has run with it, dude. He's like, you know what? I'm not going to make an archer range if I don't have to. I want knights. And he's just walled up. He's going to go 2 stables here with knights against the archers from Tato. But unbeknownst to Hera, Tato's actually on stone. So
Tato's thinking about a forward castle somewhere.
Yeah, that could...
And if you can control this area with your archers, maybe it could be really aggressive.
Yeah. Now, Tato doesn't know that Hera already has that other stable. So as he moved his way in here with the archers, this is actually going to be awkward for Hera. Hera can't complete the stable, but Tato might think that is the first stable from Hera.
Gebetto Monk could be a really great combination.
I agree.
For Tato.
Also, like,
and Hera won't be set up to go into crossbow.
Yep. Super greedy from Hera. Again, maybe like a couple skirms here. Tato never added a stable in the earlier stages anyways.
He's seeing the center. That probably indicates that the castle will go in that center area too.
I mean, it is a bit of a weird thing where he's fully open at home. Like, he hasn't even attempted to wall anything. Hera might have a feast with counterattacks. But, you know, Tato...
Hera's going to wall in these archers, yep.
Well, Tato, I don't think he's going to allow
He's going to try!
There's a camel there.
He won't allow it. He's going to block this fill now to scout, maybe? No. Pulls it back. Archers are still here, being annoying.
Oh, this is really good
will be
from
taken
Tato.
out, and that's really nice. Now the knight is blocked. Who's trapped now?
Oh, man. I wonder if they're, like... Tato's got to be thinking he could get through this house and into the gold tier. Hera's greed here, really kind of hurting him. And the house is going to go down, and Hera's still not walled to a point where he's going to be safe on this gold tier. I think Tato's got a chance. Kill some vills.
Okay. Can push him off the gold. Hera has plenty of gold in the bank, and he's still got 4 knights in the queue. But some idle time creeping in here for Hera. He has more res collected overall, big part because of those fishing ships, but Tato is catching up for sure. Tato already has that second TC producing.
And Tato's okay with staying here. So, like, if you want to trap him, he's okay with this. He just wants a decent enough engagement. Maybe he's not, actually. The camel, losing the camel hurts a lot.
Another villager came out and made that house. That's really, really sick there from Hera. And Persian Knights do get extra damage against archers.
You delete those. You're giving Hera gold. Delete. Delete it. Delete her.
25 gold.
Dude, that's profit, baby.
That's a quarter of a monk.
That's profit. You're not going to kill that, right? Any damage you do there, Hera's just going to heal it up anyways. I think Tato needs to delete there. All right? But I'm sure that shocks no one at this point.
That's like a monk leg.
Hey, don't you make fun of the monk's legs. They might be slow, all right? But they are effective. They're consistent.
It's always leg day at the monastery, right?
Wow. Okay, so this is where it gets fun, right? Once you get that castle up, you've got castle TC in the middle to defend you, but your stable and your monastery very much in the middle where you're exposed at home. So Hera's definitely going to loop around and go towards the main eco once he realizes this. Man, I'd love to see a demo. Yeah, that would be so good.
You got to bait him in, though. You definitely have to bait him. Like, put a fishing ship on the shoreline or something.
Hera just attacking houses now. And I prefer Tato's position. I mean, Persian eco is insane, right? And that's something we should not forget about. Hera's still collected a bit more in the way of res, but having the relic already, having camel, having monk, the ability to make Gebetto is all so good right now.
Yeah. I think definitely, like, his tech tree options are just a little bit better than what Hera can manage right now.
Yep. Hera also 1 TC. Oh, this could be disastrous for Hera. Now, Hera might need to consider
units targeted
deletes.
for conversion. 3 knights converted. 3 knights converted, but 3 monks go down.
Well, there's
And,
camels in the mix here, right? So if the camel's in the mix, this is always going to go the way of Tato. And Tato's going to take that. Hera went for light calf. Hera now hoping to convert a camel to his side and gets another camel over. But 3 TCs right now. Tato definitely needs more farming eco. And he is struggling to balance the fights in the middle, but also at home. But ultimately, I think it's fine, dude. Like, also, in messy games, having the berries in the middle is super nice. You don't really have to pay attention to it.
Really nice, yeah. The later stages of the game, though, it can be a problem because you're like, oh, man, I have 54 on food.
Yeah.
40 of those are on berries, bro. And he's about to drop a castle on your face, so your eco is not as good as you think.
I agree. A small thing that might be something Tato could consider is maybe trying to convert a fire ship or something on the shoreline from Hera, but he's got too many other things to focus on right now.
Eco for Hera is just not keeping up, right? He's housed right now. That Persian TC does produce faster, but
yeah,
currently getting wheelbarrow on the farms for Hera. He doesn't have auto farm enabled. They're not reseeding.
Expect this to be really good micro from Hera because he's not booming, right? He's full focus on army, has really good upgrades. This is all he is looking at right now. And the kills could come in.
Oh, the house goes down. The house goes down, and here come the knights into the wood line, healing up the camel from behind, and then it's back right under the TC again.
And the Geppetto are looking, not really in the biggest mass here, and the monks there from Tato going to be found, and this is the difference, right? Hera's the aggressor, Hera 1 TC, Hera finding some good kills where Tato probably felt like he could have defended from this. 1 TC Persian eco is so strong. Hera still with a pretty solid position here.
Yeah, Tato's eco, at some point it's going to kick, though.
Yeah.
We saw the same thing with that Yo vs. Viper game. Obviously a little bit more defined in that one because it was just a straight FC. But at some point, Viper's eco just started outpacing Yo's like crazy. And Tato is still 15 villagers ahead of Hera right now.
I love how Hera says, screw your castle. Like, he's going underneath the castle in TC all the time. Yeah. He does not care. But you should. At a certain point, you really have to be careful. But I'm loving this, and you're exactly right. Right now, Hera doesn't have a way to finish the game with this attack. He doesn't have siege. I would have loved to have seen a siege workshop, maybe, where his monks are right now. Lots of idle time for Tato. Still has the worker lead, and he's getting Tigui. Let's go! That's huge. So the TCs will fire arrows when they're not garrisoned. That'll help Tato a lot here. Is there a Tigui pun we could go for? I missed your Gebetter pun earlier. I realized like a couple minutes ago. I'm sorry about that. Monks, Knights, like have moving. Hera still finding kills. 10-4 kill KD right now for Hera. Third TC for Hera on the right side. Third TC on the left side now from Hera. And his food count's still looking pretty good, but we've got atonement for Tato to convert Hera's monks. That is not something Persians... Actually, Persians might get atonement, but I know they lack sanctity, so basically Persian monks are not great. You good? You here? I think Dave might be gone, guys. Geppetto getting converted. And I don't know what's going on in Canada with the internet. Fix it. Fix it. But Hera, he stuck around here for too long. And Hera deletes the monks. He didn't want to give the monks to the other side. And it's 82 eco right now for Tato, and it's 69 for Hera without controlling the middle area. Someone deleted Dave. The deleters showed up, guys, and deleted Dave because of that comment he made earlier. Wow. Honestly, he should have known. That deleter's pretty OP. Anyways, he'll come back in here. All right, he's probably really frustrated. Messaging me right now. It happens, you know, internet. We rely on it so heavily. 89 eco versus 76. I mean, Hera's eco is still good, but it is not as good as Tato's as Tato thinks about him. And folks, we're going to have more Dave time because we might have another game in this final. A final that has really delivered. And you look at the scoreline, I think all the games for the losing player in each game could have gone their way with a couple different moves. What a fighter this Tato guy is. And now, like, Tigui, having Bracer, potentially Ballistics, having Gabetto, having the Monks. All of this is insane, and Hera's going to lose more Knights here. My internet died from Dave, and we have a raid from Dave. All right, well. Hello, Dave Raiders. Salutes, please, to Dave Raiders. Thank you for letting me know. I was slightly worried that you were, suddenly we weren't friends anymore or something, you know? Was it something I said? Didn't acknowledge your pun. Welcome, Raiders. Guys, Hera's in trouble. Hera's in trouble. We've seen himself come out of crazy situations. The Persian boom. The TCs work so fast. It's so hard to take them down. Hera's not going away anytime soon. But Tato's army is so strong right now. And he'll be in the Imperial Age soon. I could see Heavy Camel being something Tato clicks. Even though he doesn't have any camels right now, I know that feels a bit weird to say. Guys, the last 2 games are on Nomad maps. That was pre-established. And I would say Tato, I mean, he won Lands Nomad. Arguably the better Nomad player. But Hera played amazing in that game, and that comes down to civs as well. And Persians and Malians actually fantastic Nomad civs, so whoever loses here is going to feel like they wish they had that civ. Hera will click up to Imp, Tato. Remember, he's got all these villagers in the middle on berries. If they're like me, not going to want to eat this for too long, right? They might need to rely more on farms at some point. Gabetto have high attack. In combination with Monks, could be really good for Tato. The micro's so difficult here. And I think a lot of army's going to go down for Hera. He's going to get conversions. But the Knights then can go in and kill the Monks. And Persian Monks are super weak. Hera was up 4-1. But Tato is taking a big lead in this game. Hera can't get any counter damage in on Tato at the moment. And there's the Heavy Camel click. Tato knows that Hera's going to go for Cav. The Persian Eco, the Persian TCs, their docks, all these things, guys. It's so strong. But they're a little one-sided with their army. That's the weakness of Persians. It's just their options. It's why the devs gave them a little bit more. They get the extra Cav against... but they get the extra gold if they get kills with their Cav. They do get Parthian tactics on their Cav archers, but Hera's not prepped for that. And it's also much harder to tech switch right now. Spamming Vills and spamming more Cav is so much easier. And that's what Hera's continuing to focus on here. But he is just like... As I like to say, he's treading water, but he will eventually drown, right? He's not going to be able to survive much longer against this. What we're really missing is a forward castle from Tato, right? I'm surprised he hasn't done it. He may choose, though, to just build a castle at home so he doesn't get raided to death. Because that's what Hera will look to do. Hera has to find damage somewhere because he can't engage on this right now.
What we're really missing is a co-cast.
Hey, there we go.
I'm speeding up to get back into the game. I stopped streaming because I got an email from my internet company telling me service might be down. Really?
Wow, that was nice of them to inform you, dude.
Yeah.
Super nice. Great communication. Well, castles coming up from Tato forward is just saying, like, Hera could try and raid Tato's main eco, but that's so difficult when you've got a castle going up in your face right now. So we could speak... Are you going to speak on general things because you're not seeing it yet?
I'm going to...
Just come in when you're ready.
General jokes and judge you in general.
Well, that's not that different from what we normally do, but that's fine.
It's not, dude. So go ahead. Speak. Talk.
Tato with an upgrade check. Military upgrades, eco upgrades, all flying in right now. Positive for Hera here is that it takes a really long time for Trebs to take out Persian TCs. So it gives him time, and he's able to build up a force. Is camping on Tato's gold. And is going to raid with the Knights on the left side. Tato does not see the castle on the left from Hera, or I guess in the south. He does see the other one in the east, so he could be trebbing that down after he takes the TC. But still, I just wonder, like, what's Hera's army here? How's he supposed to kill Gabetto and Camel right now? Does not have the army.
His late game tech options are just worse than the Malians.
Full gunpowder sick, though. Could be good.
It can be, but not when your entire farming eco is completely taken out by Gebetto.
Yeah, true.
On this side. It's down to 21 on food. Like, that's not good.
And, you know, maybe, Dave, like, you're up 4-1. Feeling good. You lose that Arabia game. You're like, okay, whatever. You lose this game, and then it's 2 games on Nomad against Tato, who already beat you on a Nomad
hands start
map.
to shake a little bit.
Yeah. Mom starts to cook the spaghetti. and the hands, they're getting sweaty. The camels need to find the knights on the left side, though. Hera's going to send those knights to the gold soon. Hera's going to drop a castle over there? Huh?
He wants the gold. He wants the stone, man.
Okay.
Put a little pressure on Tato. It's not far enough forward for Tato to immediately see it.
Yeah.
So he's just trying to secure that area.
As his TCs are going down. And he calls... Wait, he says sorry because he accidentally signaled, which is fair. And Tato says no problem. They carry on with the bloodshed and the destruction and the war. After some nice words. You love to see it. And maybe that's some of the shakiness right there, even. I just don't see it, dude. I don't see how Hera has a chance back. If Hera has any chance to win this game, it is that castle on the left side. And Tato is building an outpost there. He will see the foundation there with the outpost. He just doesn't have the units.
The heavy camels are there, and Farimba is coming in right now.
Yeah.
Tato says no problem, but he's going to have no problem going forward and trying to deny this castle with the Farimba camels.
Yeah, also snipes the Treb. There's Farimba, +7 attack, right on time. Hera, 60%. Tato's going to drop his own castle. Hera needs this castle. He's going to lose the other one at the same time and drop another castle in the same position. I don't think Hera's castle's going up, Dave. It's going to be denied on this side at 90%. That's brutal.
Yep, that's crazy denial there from Tato as the Gebetto come out. Now from Tato towards that right side. The castle did go up from Hera over there, but the Trebs are ready to push him back. And, oh, man, Hera's in a really tough spot, Tristan.
Yeah, I don't know how he's still alive. I really don't know how he's still alive. And he doesn't believe he can live much longer. The GG's called. The score is 4-3. And for anyone who wrote off Tato when he was down 4-1 in this series, where are you now? 2 Nomad maps left. We've got Mired, which is pretty ridiculous and messy. And then Standard Nomad waiting for us if we get to a Game 9.
Sheesh.
Yeah, that's the most accurate
what
reaction.
What a comeback from Tato. 2 games in a row after that migration game and the Alpine game. Frustrating ones, right? Especially the Alpine one. And he's in full recovery mode here. Hera now just needs to gather himself and think about... really think hard about his plan on Mired. Because Nomad, you can go in with a plan, but things are going to change, right? Mired, you have to be prepared from the start.
Hera didn't really make a lot of feudal age army here. So I think that's the thing I look back to. Tato's base was open, and we've seen Hera very frequently punish you if you're not walled. And it never really happened in feudal age. I think Hera's map maybe baited him into playing a little too defensive. You can't blame him for it. Tato's playing incredible, but... yeah, Hera's got to push this game out of his mind. He did collect more res that game, but he didn't collect the same amount of food and gold, which are the most important resources. And again, we've got a series here, folks. It is now Nomad time. All right. So we're here. And Hera is going to TC right next to these boars in the middle. Tato also going to do the same. So they want to get the TCs up as quickly as possible on this Nomad start. Game 8. And villagers are going to be going out to get boars. Now, they both have a horse, and it's about to get crazy because they are going to be clicking like madmen, trying to block the opponent from taking boars and trying to bring in boars themselves.
And Hera is very stubborn on not getting Loom here so far in this tournament.
Okay. Yep.
So we'll see if he continues that trend. He's already bringing in 2 boars. And he's going to be able to get that one in without any damage to the villager. This villager becoming a little bit weak. And he's trying to block the boar coming in from Tato as well. But the horse actually takes some damage from that TC. So that's a little bit bad for Hera long term.
Yeah, and then it's like, okay, how many boars do you want to get? Can you manage weakening the boars with the TC? And so far, Hera's done a really nice job. Now, this is not a map where we're going to be critical if the boar's not directly underneath your TC. This is about boar quantity, not boar quality here. But it's been pretty common.
It still tastes good.
Yeah, I mean, does it taste
You're
good?
just
I don't know.
dropping. You're just dropping a little bit.
Yeah.
On the way to the town center, you know.
Oh my goodness, Dave.
That is a quick barracks, and that is probably for spearmen.
You can make spearmen in the Dark Age with the Armenians. Now, I'm gonna act hyped about that. I'm not sure what that does here, but I'm sure Tato's got a plan.
It kills all the ibex around that you're gonna go for.
Yeah, on the outside, maybe.
You can also track the villagers around the edges, and you could also go for a couple militia too if the spearmen aren't enough.
Deny the opponent's lumber camp, make it messy.
Mm-hmm.
And Tato's been able to take some nice initiative in the last 2 games with the archers in the Arabia game. And then in the previous game, it feels weird to say he took initiative when he just gave up on his pond, but he killed more fishing ships than Hera did for a while, and then had the archers too. So I think what makes this good is you don't spend as much wood on a lumber camp with Armenians. I mean, you don't get a lumber camp. But your mule cart is, I think, 80 wood, 20 food?
Something like that. Yeah, it's 50% off.
Yeah, and it's then 50% off or something, or 25%. 75 wood, 12 food. So yeah, you could build the barracks, which is a lot of wood, still get a mule cart up to take some wood if you need it. But this is a big investment
I would
for one
love
spear.
to see, like, Tato make a mule cart while he's making the starting TC here, and then lame Hera's villagers with the mule cart as they're trying to bring in the board. That'd be so funny.
Oh,
it's
like
really
use
slow.
the mule cart and block. Yeah.
Yeah, early, but it's really, really slow. Hera saw the spearman, by the way, from Tato.
Interesting. Where did he see it? I guess with the horse. Maybe he noticed
Yeah, with
it.
the horse. Yeah.
My thing is, like, if you have a starting scout, the spearman edition's great, because you have the starting scout and then you have the spearman to combine and attack. I don't see what the spearman does beyond what you said, maybe taking the deer.
Which Hera's going to shoot prior to the spearman getting there anyway.
Well,
oh, he's going to another. Oh, he's going to gold.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, Tato, I think this is what you were saying. He's at least going to find the deer. And Tato has not clicked up yet. He's going to build another mule cart on his gold. And Hera's... Actually, Hera... He can't click up as fast as he wanted to because his building was late.
Mm-hmm.
So that does delay what I thought was going to be a faster feudal age from him. And he's just going to wall. Tato clicks up. Tato knows a lot about Hera's eco. Doesn't know he's on the gold, of course, but could always scout that in. And we got to circle it back to, like, Saracens real quick. Saracens, a civ that Hera's done a really good job with. You maybe get excited if you're a patch note reader about the extra HP on the camels, but they always had good camels. It's also the market, the archers.
It's all about the market, man. That's what this civ is. It's just a market.
It's just a market.
Yep.
Wow. So wise. Saracens.
Also, I have to say, these Armenian units, they're really chatty.
They are. And I think they also say Zaars a lot.
No, I think that's Georgians, I think.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. But I can't take it entirely serious just yet, you know, because it's still so new.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll need some time. Villagers coming forward with this feudal age from Tato. And, well, he's got his horse here. He's got a militia on this side and a spearman. There's another militia following it up.
And Hera's horse is scouting as you would in a normal game against a normal strategy, but doesn't see the forward. Now, Tato does not see the berries.
Mill.
But, I mean, he's got the gold and he's got the wood. There's a lot of things here you could go for. And he is going to see the mill.
Oh, he sees it. He sees it,
Hera
but he
can see the
puts
range
the archer
now.
range within vision.
I mean, Hera has shown no reaction here. And now Hera's going to run. Okay, now this is where the horse can block. The horse is your best friend, Tato. You just block. That should be at least one dead vill here for Hera.
Yep. Should be. Consistently pretty dead. This villager, he tries for the quick wall. Tato doesn't allow it.
Yeah, and the horse will block. Hera, don't attack the horse. It fights back. We learned that. Bam, villager dead. That's what Tato wanted. And Tato's going to go skirms. He has the man-at-arms. Hera will make some houses to protect his gold. It's actually not too bad for Hera, because at least he had the heads up there and could get to run in time.
What a weird stringy base from Hera.
Everything about this is not what you normally associate with Hera's eco, right?
Tato can chop that little bamboo too if he wants to come through this wall. There's a bamboo behind that house.
You're right, and then he can
chop it and palisade it. Yeah,
I agree, but I think the worst thing
I
for
think
you
the
is if
tower's
your
more
army gets
consistent.
separated
Yeah.
from your villagers here. And Hera was going to build a tower, cancels the thought, at least for now. But dude, Hera's under a lot of pressure here, and I'm wondering, like, Hera's gonna run out of food soon? Tato behind this is taking deer. This is incredible from Tato.
Mm-hmm. Really, really solid pressure. But here comes Hera with more villagers. And Tato only has 2 villagers there.
Oh,
he needs to bring the men-at-arms over. Hera's rushing down this tower. But there is an archer coming out from Tato, however.
And the
no
man-at-arms.
fletching yet.
And like that tower there for Tato could still be built. Hera's gonna try his best here because his tower can range part of this on the other side. Hera's got to pull the weak vills away here. You just select the vills, click them away. It's actually not that difficult for a player like Hera. And wow,
It's kind of working here. No fletching for Tato is a big deal. And the fact that that tower can barely range these men-at-arms.
Yeah, but
She's stuck.
It could easily go wrong, right? And the tower now stays up. Hera's tower does not range. And there's something Hera has to do now that he did so well in his quarterfinal. I didn't watch the semifinals, so I imagine it was also great.
Counterattack.
You got to counter immediately. Because like right now, your gold's fine, your wood's fine. You're obviously under pressure, but your army does not help you in defense right now. Tato, he's gone forward, but his production, his vision, his focus is all in the wrong area right now.
Mm-hmm. And Hera does have that get-out-of-jail-free card, which is the market, which is already up for him, right? He's going on to stone, and the prices that Saracens can get with the stone at the market is unreal.
Yeah, Hera's going to need... Also, it's cheap, so he can actually place a market to block this army out in a second.
Ooh, villagers on gold here with the mule cart from Tato, really exposed. If Hera were to get fletching for those archers. If he doesn't have fletching, Tato can probably just escape and maybe even block the archers with the mule cart.
He's going to be distracted. He's going to be distracted here. So we'll see if Tato reacts, because he'll also be distracted. Hera gets to the far side first, which is smart. And Tato should react now.
Block him with the cart.
Yeah, block him with the cart.
Away. Yeah.
That hurts that Hera had to sneak there before fletching, didn't it?
Yep.
That really hurts. I mean, still could get the kill. Tato using the eco building to block at the quick wall, and the villager survives.
Yep. Beautiful.
But Hera didn't lose that much. He might not have killed anything in this game, but he has the market. He has the stone. He has the gold. And how many times has Tato with the Saracens just marketed his way to the next stage from a losing position with the Saracens? This is insane.
6 archers now with fletching from Hera, and Tato, well, he's trying to run in with his archers. Hera can always eject on the other side of this TC if he notices this.
Yeah.
And Tato's sitting just outside of range. That's still damaging to Hera, though, because he's denying all those farms.
Reminds me of the game they played on Alpine, where Hera was not allowing Tato to take farms. And Hera's trying to sneak with the archers. Tato using the horse and scouting this, though, is really impressive. Also, if you didn't have mule carts here, you're super dead. Look how Tato's been able to use the mule carts for the wood.
Yep.
It's really nice.
And it's really efficient, too.
Yep.
The horse goes down. Second horse dead.
Hera, though, will shoot down that tower from Tato. Hasn't lost any of his archers yet. And is in a position where I could see Saracens making it to Castle Age.
Yeah, mining stone is making his eco look better than it is. He's getting really good trades whenever he's selling that. And then it looks like he has a bunch of gold in the bank. Tato killing those 2 Ibex earlier is actually
big moments.
Kind of laming Hera quite a bit.
Tato was not expecting Hera to have so many archers.
No, and Hera's going to clear that up. Oh, man, Hera recovering from this rough start somehow.
Yeah, so well played. And again, it was the mental fortitude of Tato we talked about in between games. How did Tato, being 4-1 down against a player playing this good, bring it back the last 2 games? So many players would have just looked defeated. Not Tato. And then Hera, same thing, right? You could start to get flustered. You could start to think, oh no, I'm throwing. Get frustrated.
He's adding scouts on a buying food eco.
Saracens.
Here we go.
Saracens. And your archers do damage versus buildings. He's got like 8 archers. I think Tato's in big trouble.
I think so too.
I really do. Because like, I'm worried that, I guess Tato could make a tower, but there's so many areas of Tato's eco that currently feel exposed.
And like, Yeah, and even if he has walls, it's Saracens, right? So he's got palisade walls. That doesn't last for very long.
Yep. But if Tato is on stone and is prepping for towers, that could help. He is on stone. But, I mean, dude, Saracens are so busted. They're so busted, man. Hera's up. He's up.
Page up on that market.
Where's, where's Nikov when you need him? Nikov's been complaining about this market with the Saracens for a long time. Proving his point here. Such a good job from Hera. Spearman there, though, for Tato. And Tato will maybe feel like this is Hera extending his feudal age because he's adding scouts. That's what normally would happen on the back of this type of eco. And that is not the case, of course. Tato defends nicely. He looks to click up to Castle H himself. But his opening killed 2 villagers. He himself lost 1. This is an open map. Hera with knights and crossbows could win the finals here. It was such a good job from Hera to realize he didn't need to rush down the tower, that the tower didn't do too much. He just relocated. And he built that market before he built a blacksmith in this game, I'm pretty sure. Like, he knew he had to play towards that. And it's all about timings, right? And on a map that's open, it often is. Really pushing the timings here with the Saracens. Still no click up. And Dave in my chat says, another email incoming. Okay, so Dave is gone now. So, friends, I hope you could deal with me temporarily, all right? I was wondering what was up. You know, sometimes he's picking his nose or something. He doesn't want to say words. I don't know what he's doing, but apparently, internet's out again. Apparently, a lot of people trying to tune in here today, right? And the archers shred the buildings very quickly. Any other civilization, maybe the scouts wouldn't get through. Hera doesn't have upgrades on the scouts, so the spears could help. And Hera correctly realizes, I can't dive there. Not yet, anyways, but knights could absolutely go through there. Tato might need to wall around this tower on the stone. And Tato has stayed alive. He's 70 seconds or something away from the Castle Age. Is somewhat walled. Hera, though, dropping a TC to gain a bit of a villager lead. And he's happy to hold this position right now. House is going to go down. Tato just has to make towers. You have to. But, you know, Hera seems pretty comfortable to just sit outside the walls. And it should be something you think about, right? Tato's got vision on this area. If Hera tries to expand there later, maybe there's potential. Haven't seen any movement from Hera with his units around this way. And he makes his way through here. He sees the double tower, and Tato just loses 1 villager. Tato's in this game, and we will go on further here, folks. We'll see how the Armenians can boom. There's the TC. And, oh, that sucks, actually. One of those villagers can't build it. Monastery for Tato. He's going to get Bodcanero, which helps the towers and helps the skirms. Hera dropping TC3. Already has a monastery to get relics. The Saracens have a really good late game. Tato's going to make a warrior priest. A unit that's specific to the Armenians. It can attack, it can heal, it can pick up relics. It is basically a monk that cannot convert and can also fight and also looks much younger and also has hair. So I guess there's a few differences. Would not make the hair joke if Dave was still here casting with me. So hopefully his internet has not come back. Yeah, okay, he's using his data on his phone to listen though, so we've screwed up. All right. Hardy, you can edit that out later. Thank you. That's how that works, right? 3 TCs for Hera, nice lead. 2 TCs for Tato, and you got to start to think about the other Armenian bonuses with this civ being new. And as the tower not being garrisoned, Tato could lose all these villagers. Tato taking some big losses. He will save 1 of them, maybe 2. I think she's doomed. Yeah, she's doomed. Finally, Hera finds some villager kills with the crossbow investment. But the biggest thing to get excited about for the Armenians, in my opinion, is not the unique unit, which is the composite bowman. That bowman, it ignores armor. I don't think that's that helpful here. I think it's actually the skirms and also their infantry. They're an amazing infantry civilization, and nice finds here from Tato. Where's a scout from Hera? Where's a knight from Hera? Maybe the fatigue setting in. You would not expect elite skirms to be able to move out this comfortably when Hera's had a stable this whole time. But if you get full upgrades with the Armenians on your infantry on the champion line, you have 100 HP, which is insane. Am I missing anything, guys? Is there anything that I should be thinking of otherwise with the Armenians? Obviously, the warrior priests. These things are pretty nice. Oh, you also get a relic immediately upon building your fortified church, which I'd miss from now. People saying they're navy. Honestly, could probably see navy pay off for both. Saracen galleys are really strong. Not now, though. Like, this would be something if it goes to post-imp. I think Armenians also get more blast radius on their demos after a unique tech. And Tata will definitely know that. Alright, here are the warrior priests. Again, these things fight, and they heal, and they do not convert. Also, they can garrison inside monasteries. Totally balanced unit. I don't know if I'm being sarcastic or not. It's still rather new. Tato would understand the differences more than me. Oh, we are going to see Tato dock. You ready? Tato's going to dock at 3. Okay, hold on. 2. 1. Ah, he bought wood. That would have been perfect time. Dang. Okay, well, I didn't say 0 yet, so we'll see. Hey, we're going for the Light Cav upgrade. Light Cav still does a great deal of bonus damage against the warrior priests, and is also good against the skirms. But I think the fact that Hera's crossbow number is so low, that Tato's been able to get these relics, that Tato's been able to expand is wild to me. I think Hera very happy to take it to the late game here. You've seen instances in the past with Hera where he goes for the kill a bit more. Maybe a bit of respect on Tato's name from him. Not feeling like he could break Tato. A couple skirmishers here patrolling around. There was a skirmisher here as well from Tato. Here's a spearman looking for a relic. And this is a boom game, friends. We are going to see the late game. There are the warrior priests, 95 HP. They are on their own, though. They do not want to be anywhere near crossbows, right? Also affected by the warrior priests are affected by infantry upgrades as well. Skirms get picked off, and Tato needs more army right now. Maybe didn't expect the light cav. We're going to see the pikemen play. There's a castle here from Hera that should go up to secure more stone, which means more castles. If Tato had a dock, Hera would have been rocked. I think he may still come to that conclusion, but he's starting to lose control. The light cav from Hera will find the skirm kills. Hera being very wise here. The mule carts do garrison, by the way. So, like, you just, like, shift... If you just group things up and you select the mule cart to garrison, it does garrison and things, which is pretty wild. It's actually really annoying when you go to Garrison Villes and your mule cart gets prioritized, so... Not my favorite thing in the world. Here come the priests. 10 seconds away from getting the armor. And for a unit that costs 80 gold and 20 food, I don't like that at all. That was not a good fight at all from Tato. And now this guy's like, let me show you how it's done. He can actually convert. And Tato probably expecting a little bit more there from that fight. Hera happy to take that fight. Eco count, still pretty even, but Hera has the lead and has collected more resources. I think you keep it as simple as humanly possible, and you go Arbalest and Hussar. Here, Hera. Hera does not need to be creative here. He loves that type of composition. His eco's set up for it. Tato needs something special here. That's an interesting castle to place. It's actually not taking any of this gold. It's going to sell wood for gold. So he wants imp? Hera's going to see this castle's going up. But from our perspective, this is an amazing sign for Hera. You can see heavy cav archer working. I think the eco is more suited for Arbalest Hussar because heavy cav archer is just extra cost. But we've got docks from Hera! Saracen galleys work they fire faster, man. And you're going to get ranged upgrades for your crossbows anyways. I see someone saying Dramons now. Earthquake! Oh, God, we've got docs as well from Tato. Oh, baby. This would be a great time for Dave's internet provider to email him and say, sorry about that. Go back to what you were doing. For the love of God, though, someone make a demo. Come on. What more do you have to see, people? Oh, Hera will do it. Hera. Yeah. All right, he's making some demos. It's surprising. Hera's the one doing it, not Tato. Tato exposed over here with this castle protecting his eco, and I've just got some massive concerns right now. Hera might need to delete those. Smart move. Oh, get ready for it. Get ready for the boom. Boom! Boom! Nice! Huge from Hera. And it might seem like if you add up the cost, like it's not that worth it. But monks could get insane value with conversions, right? And Hera, who defended from the initial forward, is balancing out his eco so nicely right now. And he will have 2 castles to make trebs out of against 1. And Tato is in big trouble here. He's going to get raided by Lightcav. Hera doesn't have to do anything fancy. Tato did such a good job to bring this game back. This became a boom game. And Hera used the power of the Saracen market to balance out the eco. This Civ is so good in high-pressure situations. That market is so good. And it just gets you into... It gives you advantages. In this case, for Hera, it was getting him to Castle Age and onto the eco faster. He is here at this with this eco, all due to the stabilizing with the market. Can Tato hold on here? He's going to make fire ships. We'll lose this castle, though. And there's Sicilian fleet. Now, this adds extra blast radius to the demos. And it adds extra range for the galley line. So that's... obviously, Armenians are new. It's a new Civ. New tech.
And range on the Dramons, too.
And range on the Dramons. Yep, exactly. That's what I was thinking.
I'll go back to hibernation.
And it's like... Is it Cilician? Cilician?
Yeah, that's definitely correct.
Yeah. Thank you. I told you to research that while we were, while you were taking your little break there. But it's all good. Another castle from Hera, Dave. And, it feels like Hera's got enough control in the middle to hold. And he's just going to raid Tato to death to win this final.
I mean, he's got the faster attacking galleons, right?
Yep.
So you can have extra range and the additional shot, but the additional shot's only doing 1 damage.
Yep.
Plus, he can't really mass. He's forced to go for demos, which have an insane blast radius, and fires to push this back, but Hera should be fine with the Hussar distraction. One
of those situations where Hera being at 170 vils is actually perfect, because he's raiding Tato to the point where Tato can barely defend. If you can get away with 170 vils bringing in resources while you do that, it's amazing. You do not need more army right now.
Yeah, 68 on farms is wild for Hera, and that's just classic Hera.
Yeah.
Super macro behind.
Yeah, and then we could always see different units later on if Hera felt the need for it. Trebs are raining down hell on Tato's base, and Tato's got to be looking at his tech tree right now, like, what more did I do? Maybe we've got to see champions, like, with the extra HP. Certainly for now, Halb is a good idea.
I honestly think this was all just about holding until he could get the Navy out in the center. That was the plan with the Armenians, right?
Yeah,
He saw some efficiencies early, and then he thought about that Navy, the Dramons controlling so much area with the galleons, and the land units just being enough to hold and push back Hera. But he's forced to go into Halbs now, and Hera will just run circles around those. And his Navy in the center is going to start pushing back. The Trebs are still rolling forward. Beautiful position for Hera here.
Yeah, Hera's just going to pick his spots with raids. Gives him all the time in the world to decide on what he wants to do next. And he's going to go for counterweights. Not a tech I would have expected Hera to research today. But that adds a bit of splash damage to the Trebs and the Siege. I don't think that affects the Navy in any way here.
Splash damage?
Or it's like...
it's just attack.
I thought it added some splash damage. I guess
just plus attack. Click the Treb.
Well, I have to wait. I guess I'm confusing that with horse and engines, which is some splash damage.
Yeah.
How much attack is it? Plus 31?
Yep, it's 15%, dude, on 200.
Sheesh.
Yeah, no.
All right.
That's up, man.
Yeah, that's really good. And especially when you're just making Hussars otherwise. He's not doing anything else. Might as well get the tech
he's
here.
just slowly killing every single building Tato has, right? It's insane. And now the relics are just out on the field, and the halberdiers are trying to protect. We've got the Armenian unique tech, which I would love to tell you what it does, but unfortunately... Svant Tower? What is it? I don't
adds
even know.
the HP to the militia line.
Ah,
So
there
that's
you go.
what
Okay,
that's what
30
does
HP,
it.
that's
But wait,
right.
did he get the
Yeah.
tech? He got the tech because he's at 90
did.
HP right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Barely got the tech. Those counterweight trebs are insane, actually. And Tato is going to go full infantry to save himself here. He does have gold, thankfully, but he's surrounded by Saracen galleons, and Hera's starting to mix in arbs. Now, here you delete 30 villagers, and you win the game. I think the only way Hera loses is if he somehow doesn't have the army firepower.
Here we are. Here we go. The deleter coming back in once again. What should we delete next, T90? You already deleted my internet.
I mean, I'm just saying, that's a lot of HP on these boys, you know? And Tato doesn't even have two-handed swordsmen yet, but they refuse to die at the moment. Hera could lose his trebs, and Hera's got to get more Hussars and Arbalest forward. In the end, though, the composition should be too great for Tato to be able to stop here. Trebs
Also
are
doing pretty
exposed.
well against the galleons, but I'm surprised those trebs haven't died yet. They're about to die
Yeah,
pretty
they're
soon.
going to go down.
Done so much damage, man. They've
Even
got so
siege
many
engineers
raisings.
now, too.
Crazy, yeah. Look
Like-
at the resources for Hera. Oh my god, you're not wrong. Like, just even send them forward and let Tato delete them for you.
Yeah. Just attack buildings or something. And there we go. He's deleting villagers now in the back. And 155 is a little bit more reasonable, right? That's 13 more units he can use.
Mm-hmm.
I think it says everything about Tato's situation if he's still on longsword, though. Not even on two-handed swordsman. And unfortunately, Galleon, Hussar, Arbalest. This is a position Hera will never lose from. I say that as he now has no trebs. So, maybe there's a chance here for Tato.
Could we go get cannon galleons in the center here, too?
I'd like
Gets
to
his
see
galleon
it.
mass up.
Yeah.
Yep. Just a couple to hold the position. You can hold so much of this map with cannon galleons.
Also, take your pick, right? Any tech you could research. Siege Onager, honestly, with these resources. Like, Hera's fully popped the 200. But he's soaking it all in right now. Because he has won a ton the last year. Like, all the big events over the last 12 months. I don't have the timeline down exactly.
I think this will be his 4th S-tier event in a row or something like that.
And I don't know exactly what the timeline's like. Obviously, very successful the last couple years for him. But this will be like one of the best streaks that he's ever had. And maybe the best streak since DE came out? I don't exactly know. But Tato put up an amazing fight to get here. He's up to two-handed swordsman now. Still 90 HP. Could go for champion and skirm combined. Hera up to a casual 3,000 gold at the moment.
Tato's sitting at almost 2,000 himself.
Yeah, it's true.
Just his food has been slowly recovering, but Hera just keeps raiding villagers over and over and over again. And Tato's running out of space, right? There's only so much space for those farms. Hera's controlling so much with that water. Now he's controlling the army numbers on the other side. He's got castles around the resources. Only a matter of time before he even thinks about buying more castles and coming forward. With that amount of gold and Saracens, think you could do it.
Yeah, heavy demo should be an upgrade to maybe consider here if you're Hera.
Bombard towers.
You don't have to be creative from here. You just keep doing the same. Tato has no potential to ever counterattack. None. Because Hera's got castles everywhere. So eventually Tato's population will fall. And then Tato will be forced to tap out. This has been a 4-hour best of 7. Now that's including some breaks.
Best of 9.
Or best of 9, excuse me, yes.
Yep.
So poor Tato played 4 hours to die like this. But, I mean, he beat the Viper in the semifinal. He had, I think, the last 2 games that prior to this probably earned Tato a few more fans, too, right? After not crumbling like a lot of players
He's still alive.
And he's still alive. He is still alive. He's not dead yet. HP's insane. These aren't even champs yet, dude. Armenian champions are no joke.
Yeah, but I mean, Tato just keeps feeding units into the meat grinder, right?
Yep.
33 on food. Now he taps out.
Hera.
Great play from Hera. Takes the best of 9, and he wins Warlords number 2.
And we just said it all over the last couple minutes. Hera has looked exceptional, especially over the last year. I mean, his level over the last couple years has been ridiculous, but he's somehow gotten better, gotten more consistent, and he was able to grind out some games today, which felt like they would have been losses for a lot of other people, right? I think of that migration game, which was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Hera could have easily lost that game at various points, and had to, both players had crazy mental hurdles today, but Hera, I think, what really helped him was snagging he had 1 or 2 more wins in the series when it was like 50-50. Tato, it felt like he would get leads and hold the leads for his wins. Never was really able to have the crazy comebacks maybe he needed here. But like a near perfect final. Obviously, people really want to see 9 games, but a near perfect final in terms of the types of games that we saw. That is a credit to the map pool. Big fan of Warlords. Well done, the Membin team, because the mixed map pool is so good. I also think 9 villagers adds a bit of spice as well from time to time, and we hadn't had that in a bit. A great final. I don't think Tato will be too disappointed. Hera obviously would be really happy to have won, and ended that game with 87,000 resources collected versus Tato's 69k resources collected. Ridiculous eco balance there.
I think Hera's kind of setting the bar now, dude. It's up to all the other players to catch up to him.
Yeah.
We've seen it. Like, we've seen him get beat, but not in these big events. Not from the last year. Hera is definitely number 1 right now, and it's up to everyone else to catch him. Tato making a good effort. I mean, taking down Viper to get here to the finals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Yo had 2 wins in previous sets against Hera, but they were best of 5s.
Yep.
They weren't the full best of 7, and they weren't when it really mattered. So, great job from Hera. Great map pool. Great event once again from Mem. Credit to all the organizers over there. And if you guys wanted to see any of the interviews or anything players have done, it's all on his channel as well. Live streaming on Twitch and YouTube. So shout out to Mem. Big result here in this tournament, and a great tournament overall.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that wasn't great today was your internet, but thanks for coming back multiple times.
It
was
never
a good
is.
cast.
It never is, dude. Yeah.
I
I heard you talking about that tech, and I knew I needed to join. I wasn't going to, but I heard it.
We rolled with the punches as always. Not a big deal. It was a good cast, but ultimately, we have our days where we have good or bad casts, let's say, but on our best casts, it's always the best games. And
it was so much fun today, dude.
Hera
it was so much fun.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so good. Well, GG's,
really,
dude.
really great.
Looking forward to more. Obviously, NAC qualifiers start up soon. We'll be in Germany together in early January, casting side by side for NAC 5. We should be pumped. And right now, there's just events all the time in Age. I could tell you there's definitely going to be something in the new year, too, that people will be pumped about. So, here's to many more awesome casts, my friends. Looking forward to it. What a day.